Yo, what up? What up? What's going on with y'all, man? Appreciate everybody for already being in the building. Let me know. Also, if this time slot is working better for y'all, man. I'm trying to figure out. I'm gonna play around with somewhere between 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. For as far as the time slot, man. Y'all just let me know what works better or what y'all like more people like, and we'll do that. There's some good in all of the wildness going on here with this whole lock the parents up by making the kids stay home for fam school and shit. All right. Shout out to everybody in the building. Spiritual, the Sharon Shotgun, Little Rock, Unspecialist, God-fearing King, Jonathan, DJ Nav, Melody, what's up? D-Mac, Black Intro, Lando, what's going on, man? What's going on with y'all? Please hit the like button as y'all come in. Shout out to my man Caesar D1, man. Again, yeah, hey, there we go. Hey, man, shout out to motherfucking Caesar D1, man. Like I told y'all, man, Caesar D1, like the motherfucking care package on, like the care package on motherfucking Call of Duty, man. Caesar D1 dropping them care packages on just randomly, brother. Greatly appreciate your support, man. Greatly appreciate what you do for this space, man. Shout out to all the other brothers that do the same, man. Appreciate y'all. No, I never got in there, bro. Justin Harris, that's what I'm saying. I'm telling y'all to get out of there. Shout out to Aegon the building. Shout out to Spiritualized. Shout out to Soul Provider. And shout out to Soul Provider. Soul Provider. I didn't see. I see that you did a thing, bro. I didn't watch it yet, so I will watch your review of the movie. I just can't watch it, man. Listen, and I'm gonna get into it as to why and how I believe. My opinion. Again, I am no authoritarian figure. I am nobody special. But again, I briefly explained this before. This is the conundrum that the catch-22 that men, black men especially, have been put into when it comes to their opinions of the over-sexuality or the over-sexualizing of young girls. Okay, the black man, for whatever reason, right, is told that it is he. Shout out to Flex AD for the 199. Thank you, brother. It is he that is in the wrong for seeing a young girl, a child, being dressed in extremely tight clothing, gyrating in her body in certain ways, being what your grandma, your granddad, some mamas like us would call fast assness and stuff like that. It's his fault for recognize that and daring to call it out if he would say something for seeing that this behavior, the dress, any of those things are sexual. So this is why I'm telling you guys, man, this whole thing about the P is here, bro. And this is something you definitely cannot blame or fault the men for, because men have always told you this. Men know better, and men have always been the protectors of women, bro. You see, women take the harsh facts of life. They use them as excuses of oppression. They use them as, oh, we should be able to do what men do. And again, women think idealistically and, in a fantasy land versus reality. Men always think realistically. Why? Because men are held to a realistic standard. If you fuck up as a man or you fail as a man, no one cares about your excuses. No one cares about what actually happened. It could be the most traumatic shit ever. You're a man. You're expected to be able to take it, deal with it, overcome it. Shout out to MOT. All right. You're supposed to be able to take that proverbial lead and turn it into gold. All right. You're supposed to be able to take that shit and turn it into motherfucking sugar. All right. So that's what you're supposed to be able to do as a man, regardless of what your circumstances are. Females are given 30 million different chances for bad decision making. A woman has, let's say she makes a mistake the first time and has a child out of wedlock with an ain't shit nigga. Well, she gets to do that 3, 4, or plus however many times, and we still get to say that she's making a mistake. No, she's making a calculated and educated, deliberate choice to choose ain't shit niggas to have children with. But if you dare say that, you're being savage, you're being unrealistic, you're being inhumane, you're being mean, you're being just hell, some of them say even jealous. Oh, you just mad because you can't be her baby daddy. Nigga, what? Shout out to Nate Penn for the $4.99. Salute, fantastic. Salute you too, bro. What? This is the excuse that people will actually say, bro. A bitch that's got, several babies daddies deep. And if you dare to say, hey man, can you I ain't telling you to stop fucking, but at least put some birth control in that little pussy. Oh nigga, you just mad because she won't have a baby by you. Nigga, who the fuck wants to be baby daddy number 5? I don't give a fuck how fine the bitch is. What are you saying? But again, that's what women get to do. Yeah, shout out to John. Yeah, you hate black women. You hate your mama. I had to listen to this shit this weekend, man. Oh, y'all hate black. Y'all hate your mama. Because y'all talk about stuff that happened with your mama. Well, damn, man, your mama ain't perfect, man. Just because you get on the internet, you hop on the internet and you express the issues and problems you had with your mom growing up in the childhood and the things that you wish she could have did better, that don't mean you hate her. It just means you have the balls, again, to challenge and to say where your mama fucked up. In the black community, we all know that that's fucking a cardinal sin. And one of the biggest cardinal sins, and I've seen this, bro. I've seen this in my real life with several fucking females that I've dealt with, bro, where their moms dropped the motherfucking ball, bro, and they allowed them to get molested, or they allowed their family members to get molested, or they didn't pay attention to some shit that was going on there, and it was all the fucking shit down the road. And this is not like, your mom just missing out on some shit but this is like real harsh shit to where a woman should be able to tell something is wrong with your daughter. Okay? Dramatic fucking stories, man, about rape, pregnancies, all kinds of crazy shit. Again, the stats say what I think is 2 out of every 6 black girls are molested before age of 18. If I'm wrong, somebody please correct me. And yet, and still, like you said, these women constantly choose dick over their kids, man. They choose dick over their children. The sake of saying I got a man, the sake of saying you can get some motherfucking dick, have some sex, for the sake of saying you ain't by yourself, you're willing to bring the worst of the worst, the shittiest of fucking niggas around your kids, not just your kids, but your daughters. A man understands that every man is a fucking threat. I don't give a fuck how big of a woman you are. I don't give a fuck how strong of a woman you are, mentally, physically, emotionally, whatever the fuck you think. A grown man will hurt you. He could kill you with his bare hands if he tried. Depending on the size of him, if he a motherfucker like me, he don't even have to try. He could kill you by accident. This is not me wishing or threatening or hoping or anything like that or encouraging the behavior, but I'm just, again, being extremely, extremely realistic with women that they don't do. And what you're doing is you're setting up these young girls for failures, man. All the things I've heard talked about in this shit, where you got a young girl that's interacting with grown men and all this throughout the movie. This girl putting and posting her crotch on fucking social media. This actually happened in real life. And you know what? We really need to look into that, because it was a little black girl that did that same thing. So I don't know if she did that before the movie came out. Could somebody straighten it out for me? Because I just saw this girl's mama beating the shit out of her in the car, which it was right. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with it. There's something definitely going on with the girl, and the girl needs counseling and all this other shit. Yeah, she definitely needs counseling, but at the same time, she needs her motherfucking ass whooped. And we need to stop acting like ass whoopings are just this horrible, horrible thing, and it's never time for an ass whooping. Should you beat the hell out of your kids, everything for every little thing they do? Fuck no, that's not what I'm saying. But after you give so many chances of time out, and hey, I told you, again, bro, pain is life's greatest teacher. Pain requires an immediate response, okay? Corporal punishment can be done the right way. It's existed thousands upon thousands of years in humanity. All right. You take the shit away and there's no consequences. That's why these kids do whatever the fuck they want. And they talk to grown folks like they grown, because they know, hell, it's no consequences for it. It's no pain to be suffered. It's nothing for them to happen to them. Yeah, make ass whoopings great again, man. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. Just don't record it, man. I'm not with that. Don't embarrass your kids, because all this is what happened, man. Listen, when you do that to your children, man, for the world to see, and I understand they embarrassed you for the world to see because the girl posted the picture of what she did on social media. Okay, but again, two wrongs don't make a right, and a child doesn't have the understanding of what she's actually doing in the first place, he or she. So you don't want to embarrass your kid, man, because that will cause even more issues and things by you retaliating or you issuing out the punishments online, just like they even if they acted up online, right? And furthermore, this is gonna get your ass in an abusive nursing home later on down the line. Okay, y'all embarrass your kids and all this shit in front of the world, and you're gonna be motherfucking 60, 70 some years old, God willing, and depends and shit. Then hey mama, nope, can't go stay with me, but I know this nice little place where you can go. They say they be hurting folks down there. Yep, I know. We're gonna make sure they put you in a room with no AC and none of the lights work too. That's what you're gonna get yourself, all right? You out here embarrassing your motherfucking kids and beating the shit out of your kids for the rest of the front of the world. All right. Oh, and by the way, shout out to the Black Manosphere. I'm glad I got you guys to laugh. Please take heed of all these laughs and jokes that I give you guys, that y'all take for granted and shit at this time in this area. I am up for 3 awards, count them 3 awards, okay, in the Black Manosphere. So I guess after this, I will officially be some type of affiliate. I'll be a feature in the space, at least when it comes to the Black Manosphere. And vote for me, people. If y'all got the link already, let me see if I get this link for you. Let me get this link for you. Let me get this link for y'all. Hold on, brother. Get this link for y'all so y'all can vote for this. Vote for your boy if you haven't already. So y'all can vote for your boy. Where you at? Where you at? There we go. Hold on. Here we go. Oh, let's do this right here. Where we at? There we go. Copy that link. There we go. There we go. Oh shit. That's all wrong. There we go. There we go. Make sure y'all vote for your boy. 3 categories. 2 categories. I need all 3. Degenerate shark. I need all 3. Man. Come on. There we go. Shout out to Nick Penn, man. Yeah. Make sure y'all spam that in there every now and then. Take heed of all these wonderful jokes I'm giving y'all for free off the top of the dome. No writtens. You know what I mean? Just as we come. But yeah, man. Listen, that's what's gonna happen to you. And furthermore, getting back to the topic. Listen. Black men, they don't want you to correct children, period. Not your children, not their children, not boys, not girls, not anyone, because again, they don't want you to have authority. They don't want you to have power. They don't want you to have a say. They simply want you to just be a dick that delivers the sperm and gives them access to shelter, food, income, and everything else through children. I told you. Shout out to my man Genuine Twan Twerker for the 5. Thank you, brother. I voted for you yesterday, brother. Appreciate you, man. Really, really appreciate you. Okay. When you dare stand up in the Black community as a Black man and say, hey, I have something to fucking say. Shout out to Aegon Stark. Apologies about the Manifest Awards. I already wrote in RBR for every award. Get him out of here for the 5. When you dare stand up as a Black man and establish your dominance, establish your leadership, establish your masculinity, and say, hey, what the fuck is going on here? Have y'all lost your fucking mind? Are we seriously going to be out here letting little 11-year-old girls get on film? And again, I know the girl, I think the producer or the director of the film was a Senegalese woman. I don't know I think the girl might have been French or something like that. I don't think she's American. But either way, we know the representation is a Black girl. And we've seen all of the stuff here recently about these human trafficking fucking rings that have been busted up, man. In Georgia, one of the fucking towns that was called out in Georgia when they did that fucking, I think they said 59 kids recovered or whatnot it was. I think it was 59 kids. If it's not 59, somebody please correct me. I think it was 50 some odd kids though that were recovered. Macon was one of the main places that they called out. So you think this shit can't happen to you? Hey, you better wake the fuck up. Ain't no more, come here, little boy, in the ice cream truck or the van with some candy and all this shit. Man, they get another one of my homeboy. He retired, bro. He said this shit to me, and it was crazy when he said it. Right? He was like, bro. So how about I caught my daughter on like a message board or like on a forum or some shit, and he called her the first time. And he's like, some dude talking to her, whatever. And, he like, yeah, what the hell going on here? Whatever the fuck. Tried to find out the dude shit or whatever. But, unless you really got some IT connects or whatever, you can't do it. And he told her, look, don't go on this shit no more. Is what it is, blah, blah, blah. But, of course, what happened? She went on it again. He said he beat her motherfucking ass, bro. So he whooped that ass all around the fucking house. Because you know why? Again, this is how these predators work. They get in the mind of a child, man. Who knows? Lord knows what they telling them. Trying to relate to them on their level. They have absolutely no idea. Man, you know how they just think about it. Even that, how many girls that, and this is why it goes back, and this goes back to prove my point about the whole shit earlier. Oh, they was talking about Jason Pope. It was the girl's fault. And this and the other, blah, blah, blah. Well, again, at what level do children have the right to say no? We're not talking about forcible rape here. We're not talking about forcible rape. Again, when my man told me about it, I think he said his daughter was like 10 or 11, around this age. Am I saying or excusing the pedophile? No, I'm never excusing the adult person antagonizing or seducing a child. No, I am not. But at the same time, like I said, at what age do you tell the child? Once you tell that child, hey, don't do that anymore. All right. This is wrong. This is not right. If someone is doing this to you or talking to you like this, I need you to tell me. I need you to let me know, because again, you don't understand the dangers that you're putting yourself into by getting into adult situations and talking like adults and acting like adults when you're not ready to be an adult. And what you do is you take the responsibility and the onus off of the child when they do have some. Again, I've had women come up on my panel. Shout out to Sister George when she was here, and she said she knew about her friends when they were 16, 15, 16 years old, bragging about fucking grown men. We all heard it. The girl you trying to holler at and get your first little piece or whatever, you know what I mean? Get your little fingers wet and shit. I don't fuck with little boys. My man grown. And I'm like, okay. But so you're cool with pedos. That's what you're saying? That's what you're saying. And like I said, none of these dudes never got arrested, man. The motherfucker that pulled up there with that motherfucking, mismatched front and back Cutlass Supreme and shit. No rims, no paint job, but the 12s in the back for big booty Keisha and shit. For Keisha fine ass. Picking Keisha up every day. Y'all, that ain't Keisha brother. That ain't Keisha cousin. Nigga graduated 3 years ago. Keisha a freshman. He fucking the brake shoes off Keisha. Ain't nobody saying nothing. Keisha fuck around 3 months later. Keisha got a whole baby. Ain't nobody turned nobody in. Nobody went to jail. Nobody pressed no charges. But this is the black community. And again, as a man, for a black man, for me to say this, oh, you, what am I doing? Other than stating some factual that happens. And again, y'all are cool with it. Black women, you're the worst people, because again, you're the participants, because you're the person fucking the grown ass nigga, in high school, because you think it's cute or you think he's mature. You don't understand there's nothing more immature of a nigga that targets a child. He know he got you gone just off the strength of this nigga got a car. Even when the car ain't worth shit. This nigga motherfucking putting all kinds of motherfucking penis in you, and you ain't never really had no penis. What the hell you think you gonna do with a grown ass man? And then you wonder why now you fucking you doing all kinds of freaky ass adult crazy shit before you even hit motherfucking 18 years old. You already turned the fuck out. Dick hopping. But again, if you dare say that, you're the problem. Not the actual pedophile, not the actual girl that's participating and enabling and feeding the pedophile, encouraging all this stuff. Not the mothers of the girl that know that her daughter's dealing with a 20 some odd year old man and she's only, 14, 15 years old. And lo and behold, I guess you got your wish, because what in California, what have they done? Introduced a bill to where now it's 10 years of age of difference. It's not a problem no more. And specifically, they made it for what? They made it specifically for same-sex relationships, because the whole thing was about if it was a boy and a girl, the judge had discretion of whether or not the person would go onto the sex offenders list. But if it was anything other than vaginal, all right, anything other than vaginal, it was automatic and guaranteed, because it's sodomy, that you had to be on the sex offenders list. Who does that partake to, or who does that apply to? I keep telling y'all, man, this is just this whole thing about cuties is really a smokescreen, because they don't want the girls, man. They want the boys more so than anything else. All right. Yeah, you have a chance, man. You ain't got no chance. You 15 years old. You 15 years old, and no matter how motherfucking manly you think you is, what the hell you gonna do with a motherfucking 23, 24-year-old grown ass nigga? Job, car, all of that. She getting her whole motherfucking spine readjusted by a grown ass man because she think it's cute. Oh, he's so mature. Bitch, I remember this nigga. He can't read. Mature how? Physically, that's the only thing you be talking about. This nigga dumb as hell. He was in the slow classes. You think that's mature? What's mature about that? But again, what? Women are horrible judges of character. All a woman sees is her physical needs being pleased. She don't care about what's the man attached to the dick. She just wants the dick. And that's why I got some up in the mix for you niggas too. All right. There is no WAP without the GAD, man, or the gap. All right. There's no WAP without the gap. All right. You got great ass penis, you get wet ass pussy. Okay. Great ass penis makes wet ass pussy. But that's another show for another day. We'll talk about that later. That's coming down the pipe. Don't steal my shit. All right. That's another tick too for a vote for the Manosphere Awards. But anyway, listen. So this is why you should not be watching Cuties. Shout out to all the brothers that watched it and took the bullets for us and gave some very, very great reviews and things like that. Greatly, greatly appreciate you guys. But again, if you have not already seen the movie, do not watch it. All your commentary will be taken as is, oh, if you felt like it was pedo or this, that, and the other, why is you looking at them little girls like that? Why is you watching that little girl gyrate and dance and all of this and that? Why is you looking at her? Well, again, in order for me to be able to see it and tell you what the hell is going on, I'm simply doing an assessment of the problem and issue with what I'm seeing. Why aren't you guys? And people are actually doing it. I mean, I guess this cancel Netflix thing is actually going somewhere, because they said Netflix is losing a little bit of change over this, man. They saying Netflix is losing a good little bit of change over this whole Cuties thing. And I think it's good, but at the same time, I think it's way too late. Because I feel like we've reached a point, man, of no return, because we've allowed just so many things to get out of hand. When you start you blurring all the lines, man, you can't tell what a line originally was, or you gray everything out. There is no black and white. You can just stay in the middle. That's a problem. There should never be okay, man. And again, like I said, it's been years upon years and different things that I seen come along, and I couldn't watch the shit when they had the little beauty pageant shit. Everybody remember John Benet Ramsey, right? John Benet Ramsey was a little white girl that when we was a kid, she all of a sudden disappeared. No one knew what happened. The parents couldn't tell what happened to the girl. All this shit and whatnot. And this was long before we knew any of the things we know now concerning, child sex abuse and ritual sex abuse and all this type shit. This is way before we knew any of that stuff. So another one too, even though it wasn't a thing like that, what was the other white girl? What was the white girl that beat the shit out of her, killed her kid? And she beat the case. She beat the charge. This was like within the last 5 years or so. Yeah, man, they do. Shout out to Art New Style in the building, man. Shout out to Art. They definitely do, bro. Casey Anthony. Yeah, Corlock. Appreciate you, Corlock. Again, man, these women, and that's why I say, yeah, Casey Anthony. These women, bro, this is why they want the father out of the way, especially the black father. How many times we heard these stories about where these mothers and to black women, I'm giving them the credit of this because, again, these white women are getting caught up with this. It was a new white girl now that the girl complained about to the father that her and her boyfriend were molesting the daughter. And the father was forced to send the daughter back to the mother because he didn't have custody. This is what the state is allowing, y'all. This is not happenstance. This is not by chance. This is not coincidence. This is what they want. They want the thing to where and again, this is why it's very serious and okay for them to tell you that a child has the right, the capacity, the mental capacity to choose their gender, because what everyone would agree that is that's an adult decision. So if you can understand the precedence and the premise that a child can think like an adult, well, what does that mean? They can be in a relationship with an adult, right? That's what these people want, man. And we are not pushing back, bruh. There should be blood in the streets over shit like this. This shit should have never been able to get this far. But again, y'all are too fucking pussy on this shit, man. And y'all push the man out of the way. Y'all go with this feminism fucking bullshit. And y'all take motherfucking correction as oppression. There's a reason why when you go out to the Middle East and the further you go west, these men keep their women covered up because they know what? Men know men. I'm going to say this again. Men know men. Okay? Men know men. Am I saying that a man should be able to sexually harass, sexually assault, touch a woman when she does not want to be touched? No, I'm not saying that a man should be able to do any of these things, but we know that men will, and there's nothing you can do about it if he wants to. You do not entice the fucking bear. You do not entice the fucking predator. You do not entice men to fucking reach out their fucking carnal desires. All these stories about these women claiming sexual assault and all these other things, and when a man speaks honestly, I remember they was fucking interviewing Drake's dad about something, and he said, well, hey, the number one question here is, why is this woman in a man's hotel room after 12 midnight alone? That's not her husband, that she's not in a relationship with. What would fucking ever make you think to go to a man's hotel room after 12 midnight? Why would you do that? And you got to hold a man responsible too, because the fuck, what's going on after 12, man? All right. Only thing open after 12 is some motherfucking legs, nigga. So you're even setting yourself up for the matter of, like, if she coming up here and she participate willingly, or she don't participate and nothing happens at all, now she gets to claim that you attempted. And we have to move very, very carefully out here, man, because now, oh shit, it didn't see that what they said. I know I didn't do the research, so that is true. Netflix lost $9 billion of revenue in one day. It would take the average income worker 21,000 years to save $1 billion. So, hey, man, this is good. This is good. This is actually good. And as I always tell y'all, man, yep, core lock, that's another big thing too. We gonna get into that. I always tell y'all, man. Yeah, man. Listen, I can't even do that. Yeah, I can't even watch it. I can't do it. That's another thing too. We've been talking about the spiritual aspect of the shit too, man. It's your eyes and your ears are like the portals to your soul, man. It's certain shit you just shouldn't want to watch. I'm just telling you. And I'm not questioning any of you brothers that have watched it. I'm not saying it by any means. I understand, but it's just certain things, man. I'm not with. I saw the shit on the posters. I saw the shit on the previews, and I'm just like, no. I really thought like they would not because they got enough pushback for the shit, and they made some bullshit half-ass apology from the the previews for it. So I thought they was gonna pull it down and they weren't gonna play it, but of course, no, they have to push the envelope because this is important. They have to see. They have to see exactly. Shout out to Art. See Art, see what the fuck going on. Art, see what's going on, man. They lost $9 billion and they still won't take it down, people. This is deeper than the money. And that's what y'all don't understand. Even with the NFL and NBA, it's getting to the point of where these people have to carry out this fucking these plans, bruh. Fuck the money. It's not about the money no more. They need this shit to speed up faster for their ultimate goal of fucking just downright debauchery, evil and wickedness, bruh. That's what we really into. All right? That's what we really into now that y'all don't understand for some reason. Okay? That's what's really going on nowadays. Who the hell loses $9 billion, man, and when immediately motherfucking adjust to what the fuck's going on? Who wouldn't? But again, they don't care because it's bigger than the money. It's about the cause of making it okay for little girls to be sex objects in this country. They have to feed the machine. They got to feed the beast. That's what we're up to, man. That's what we're dealing with nowadays. And the first people that's going to have to fight this shit back are the fucking men, because the women are going to go along with it. Mothers let their daughters audition for this movie, people of all races. It was a white girl in there. It was a Hispanic girl in there. Women of all races allowed their daughters to be fucking mock strippers for the fucking fame. What man would do that? Bruh, if you was a nigga of mine and I knew that you let your daughter go to this motherfucking what's name, bro, I'm done with you. I'm done. You piece of shit. You's a pussy. You, bruh, get out of my face. Get out of my fucking face. We have nothing to talk about. Niggas would be all tough Tony, and all this shit to talk about with everything else, but you want motherfucking, you gonna allow your daughter to participate in some shit like this? The fuck? The hell going on here? What is that? Is this that? But then again, men are put in the whole peer pressure situation. I halfway understand it, man. You're pressured by the society to tell you that if you say something wrong, you have the risk of being called a pedo. Shit, whole ass niggas around here was doing it a few months ago just off the strength. It's cool to just throw around the word and call other black fathers pedos, man. They're not doing this to Netflix though. How about that? Same people that have run around here calling men pedos, all right, just for the sake of saying it, won't dare motherfucking go down on Netflix and have all this shit to say to them. You know, let's cancel Netflix and the executive and all the people and the sponsors and all this shit. It shouldn't just be Netflix losing money. Everybody that's fucking affiliated with Netflix, they should be fucking losing money too. Yep. Exactly. This definitely isn't for and what is it? Shout out to my man James Sandman, bro. Where you at, brother? I just lost your comment. Let me put this back up. Just lost it. Yep. Listen, Listen, this is propaganda to encourage young girls to be adults, man. We'll just say that. This is meant for you to show a young black girl, okay, to encourage her to want to dance, to encourage her to want to get into, the dance team and all this. No, why the fuck would I dare show my daughter this? Are you fucking crazy? I wouldn't even show my son this. What are we talking about here? Have we lost our fucking natural minds? What's the rating on this? What's the rating on this movie? Is it 14? Is it MA? What's the rating on this movie? Can y'all tell me what the TV rating is on this movie? Yep. Parents able to finance their daughters off the legal respectable bid of the laws coming. Not just that. Hey, Cyberline, that's not going to be daughters first. Again, I told y'all. Who did I tell y'all was going to be the first? Who did I tell y'all was going to be the first kid to be like the person to be a child with an adult, a high celebrity, a high profile child adult relationship? Who did I tell y'all the person was going to be? Oh my God, are you fucking kidding me? JR, are you serious? Are you fucking serious? Are y'all fucking kidding me? So this is seriously TVMA, a fucking thing with little girls in it. And Netflix been pulling this shit on the low and slick too, man. I ain't really been talking about it, but they got this thing called Big Mouth, and that's a cartoon where they make it. They talk about all kinds of sexual shit and pretty much hormones. And the hormone monster is a fucking is a demon. It's a hormone demon. It was another thing too. It's all kinds of shit that Netflix been trying, but this right here is just what's going for the gut. Roscoe, remember? Yes, Roscoe. Shout out to motherfucking Roscoe. Yes, I will put money on it. I'm putting money on it. Zaya Wade will be the first high-profile grown-up child adult relationship. Zaya, thank you, Roscoe. Roscoe, one of the A1 day ones. He listening to it. Zaya Wade will be one of the first high-profile adult child relationship being celebrated in this country. You better fucking bet all your bottom dollar on the shit. The shit going on around here, bro, is just downright fucking despicable. No, Cortez, you shitting me. They didn't have what? Oh, no, I'll be bullshit on that one, bro. No, sir. They did it already with the whole drag queen thing and the drag kid, the boys, them young white boys being drag queens. But remember, I showed y'all the thing way back about the princess. Boys can be princesses too, and they had 2 black boys. Let me go. Hold up. Let me pull it up for y'all to give you a reminder how long this shit been going. See, people look at the shit, man, and they don't see it, and everybody feels like yep. Look at this shit. Let me give y'all a reminder of this shit, man. Look at this shit. Let me show y'all and give y'all a reminder of this shit, bro. This is a project. The boy can be princess too. Look at this shit. View the photos. Black boy. Black boy. Black boy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1/3. 1/3 of the representations are black. But we know that black men only make up what percentage of the population? Not even 6%. But they got 3 black boys showing the image that they can be a princess too. Y'all think this shit a game, man? Oh, it ain't that serious, bro. Ain't that serious, bro? You looking too far into it. You looking too deep into it. No, man. No. Look. It's right here for you. Look. Who the hell would do this shit to their fucking son, man? What are we doing here? But again, this is what the black community has allowed when you let the woman take the fuck over. Shout out to DeAndre Strain. Netflix CEO just got busted for having 13 files. Oh my God. Are you shitting me? Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on. You got to be lying right now, bro. DeAndre Strain, you shitting me, bro. Somebody drop that link in the thing, man. No way. See, motherfuckers talk about, oh, y'all just talk about black women. Y'all just talk about black women. Y'all hate black women. You hate your mom. You hate what? Where the hell are y'all talking about this shit? Where the fuck are the black women fucking denouncing and fucking demanding this shit be taken the fuck down? Just like when it was for fucking Jason Pope shit, y'all wouldn't say shit. Y'all didn't even talk about this shit because why? It would expose your own bullshit as always. Y'all don't give a fuck about these kids. Y'all don't give a damn about your daughters. Y'all don't give a damn about yourselves. Told you 9 times out of 10, y'all using your own fucking children, man, for a lifeline, for fucking survival. That's the way you motherfucking live. That's the way you eat. That's the way you get money to buy all the fucking stupid bullshit you don't need versus actually provide for your own child. Y'all use the fucking child in the black community to replace the man. All right. They say it's false. Okay. Yeah, we talked about that on the Problem Thought series. Shout out to X. Y'all think that's a coincidence, man? You think it's a coincidence? 10-year difference? 10-year difference. That gives you fucking carte blanche to be 18 years old to down as low as what? 8. That's child, people. That's child. How the fuck is that shit even being entertained? Why should it even be a possibility that you should be able to be sodomizing a child, period, once you're 18 years fucking old? Period. Romeo and Juliet laws should cover that shit. You can just adopt Romeo and Juliet laws. So don't give me that bullshit about, well, you know, it's unfair. But no, bitch, just fucking adopt Romeo and Juliet laws. They already exist. Of course not, because it's not about that. It's about the fucking actual sodomizing of children and making the P activity cool. We told y'all that, man. We've been told y'all that. And when we've been saying and kept saying it, oh no, the P is for pansexual. It's not for that. It's not gonna be about that. They never gonna allow that. And you seeing it right here, right before your motherfucking eyes, man. This shit, man. Shout out to the motherfucking white dude that's going around here beating motherfucking pedophiles in the head with a hammer. How about that? Well, I can't shout him out. But let's just say, hey, I hope you don't do that much time. Let's just say that. I'm not promoting vigilante crime or vigilante, but let's just say I understand him. And I can tell you this. Shout out to my man, Grown Man Business. If you touch mine, there will be blood. Torture type shit. On some biblical shit, bro. Promise you. And this is what y'all don't understand, bro. Bro, this is going to be protected under law. This is what y'all don't understand about this fucking evil, diabolical shit. You can't even retaliate against these fucking evil pieces of shit motherfuckers that are out here targeting children. They're going to be protected under law. If you do something to them, you're going to be facing criminal charges. You're going to be called a fucking extremist. You're going to be a bigot. This is why you can't give people a fucking inch on this bullshit. All of that shit is rooted in this. All that alternative lifestyle shit, man, is rooted in this shit. Again, man, you used to be able to get the access to it. to show you the fucking correlation of child molestation and people identifying as being alternative lifestyle, gay or lesbian. The shit is traumatic one way or the other for both of the fucking genders. But of course, all that information has been scrubbed. They've remade the science for all you science motherfuckers. This is why you can't trust science, because men determine science. They get to fucking change the science at will. All the people doing these studies on alternative lifestyle and trans and all this shit, they're trans themselves. How is there not a conflict of interest? How can I trust true and honest fucking scientific data from somebody that's trying to fucking justify their own lifestyle, their own being? But if you say that, you're being a bigot. If you say that, you're being phobic. All we do around here, though, is bash black women. You just bashing black women. You just bashing black women. No, motherfucker, that's not even fucking 5% of my content at this point in time. The fuck out of here. How about y'all do the content on this shit? Again, motherfuckers around here talking about this is who they choose. Income. What about the young black girls who are being fucking used as sexual fucking props? Sexual promotions for pedos. Shout out to stereotypes. Where is there outrage about this, which is serious? But they made their voices known when Charlotte Lowe had a TV show pilot. Yep. My baby mamas. They had to cancel it. They had to get Charlotte Lowe up out of there. Charlotte Lowe's gonna have that my baby mamas reality show. It was gonna make black women look bad. So hey, they had it canceled. Never got off the ground. And this is why I say, man, again, I don't believe none of these fucking women be saying at this point, man. I don't take none of these fucking women say serious. All they want to do is fucking do what the fuck they want to do. And like I said, again, blame the men for everything that's fucked up. When again, black women, y'all purposely take the fucking men out of the picture. Even when, and again, the only nigga that can have access to the fucking kid is a kid, the motherfucker that don't need access to it. If the father's actually bought some shit, he's a good guy, he's a stand-up guy. All you want him to do is give you the fucking money. That's it. You don't want him to have any type of influence. You don't want him to have any type of training. You don't want to have any type of knowledge or wisdom to give to the child and pass down protection. You don't want any of that, because you want to fucking control the mind of the child and lie to the child and alienate him against the fucking father and have them run away from what? Male fucking control, male fucking masculinity, male fucking correction, male discipline. A girl's father is the most important man in her life because he has absolutely none, zero, -1 million, negative fucking just no sexual interest in his daughter. Genuine fucking love and protection from a man that expects nothing in return. But again, black women don't understand that because they're fucking in this generational fucking curse of sorts. This fucking trend of doing the same thing that their mamas did to them, keeping the father away and out of the fucking situation. So they're not smart enough to even listen to when a black man that is a good father, a black man that is a stand-up guy, a black man that is a model fucking man that you would want for yourself to deal with or to be a fucking father of your fucking daughter, even push him away and shut him the fuck up. Because why? You don't want to give up your power. You don't want to give up your power. And that's why black women can't be trusted in this fucking whole thing. And again, well, she ain't even black. Again, hey, remember, I thought it was a boat stop, remember? The only difference between all y'all black women in the world, oh, we all black. See, y'all want to claim black, right? Y'all want to claim all black women as black women. Melanin. So what's good? I don't give a damn if the girl's Senegalese, she's from Africa. Y'all was just wearing dashikis and shit for Chadwick Boseman dying, remember? So, hey, ain't you just saying Wakanda, remember? Man, these whack ass niggas in motherfucking Georgia, oh my God, man, y'all making Georgia look bad. So y'all done bought up the land in Georgia. Y'all done talk about the oppressor, but then y'all wanna invite the white man to live with y'all. I swear y'all niggas ain't shit. Chronicles was so right. You niggas want that hug so bad. It's such a fucking shame. It really is. Y'all love the hell out of white folks as much as y'all claim y'all hate them, man. That's the sad part about it. Y'all don't even see the shit. It's truly sad. Truly, truly sad. But what you come to see is this, man, in this film. Like I said, I haven't watched the film, so I'm not going to be giving you an actual assessment or anything. Again, I'm going to be reiterating to you, black man, as to how and why you should not even think about watching this movie. Because again, is this going to be used against you at a later date to say you were lusting after this young girl? You were thinking about this girl sexually. You shouldn't have been thinking about her this way or that way. Why was you watching her do this with her cross? Why was you watching her gyrate this way? Why was you watching her? Well, again, why was it even made possible for it to exist by a black woman or a woman of African descent? We'll say that. She ain't black. She ain't black. Well, hey, don't y'all still be getting fucking don't y'all be going to the Africans to get your hair braided? Black women don't still go to the Africans to get their hair braided? Senegalese twists and shit, all them African braids and shit. Y'all culturally appropriating then, huh? So y'all culturally appropriate Ubuntu in them. Oh, ANC, yeah, but they classify them as that, man. Wow, Cortez. Again, man, I can't. Is that call for president? They do. And again, what's so fucked up though, Carl, is the love is here. Carl, the love is here. But these women purposely alienate their daughters from their fathers, man. I told y'all I got shit going on with my daughter right now over some shit that I didn't even do. She mad at me. You think the mom is telling her, hey, you need to talk to your dad and encourage her to talk to me or have a relationship with me or do any shit like that? No. And I didn't talk to my daughter several times, bro. Hey, hit me up, call me, hit me up, call me, hit me up. We finally talked. She's supposed to be hitting me back. You think she hit me back? No. I asked her, like, hey, you got friends? Yeah. So when the last time you talked to your friends? I don't really talk to them like that. Okay, well, still, like, when the last time you talked to them? I don't know, like, once a couple of weeks or whatever. When the last time you talked to me though? Yeah, exactly. Prove my point. What the hell your friends do for you? Well, nothing. What I do for you? Well, exactly. But again, her mom allows the shit because that's how she wants it. These mothers, man, weaponize your fucking own children against you, bro. Because they beefing with you. They want the kids to beef. And again, they definitely wanted to be with the daughters. And this is why I tell y'all, man, if y'all got sons, bro, man, talk to your sons, bro. Your son's gonna come around, man. Don't ever let your son get too far gone, bro. Save your son. All right? Because at the end of the day, the men are going to be the fucking difference makers and the protectors of any people. So even if you're fucking the motherfucker stupid enough or crazy enough not to see what the hell they doing with your daughter, and she may be that, you just got to give her time to come back around on the back end, which it hurt like a motherfucker. It really do. But save your son, man. Because once your son get gone, bro, it's a totally different ball game. You don't want that. You don't want that from your son, bro. You don't want to lose your son. Your son's a copy of you. Your son is a smaller version of you, and it's your job as a man to make sure that your son turns out better than you were. So don't allow him to be motherfucking gaslit and brainwashed by a bitter ass motherfucker. All right, don't do it. But what we have fucking allowed to happen and do, man, again, is to now. I don't want to hear shit else about. I don't ever want to hear nobody tell me nothing. I don't want to hear one black woman say shit to me. It was actually black women fucking supporting this. They said Tasha K had a positive thing to say about it. Who else had something positive? It was another female they said had something. It was a celebrity female. Oh, that bitch, Tessa Thompson had something positive to say about it. Of course, Tessa Thompson had something to say about it. Shout out to Chronicles. You know what she down with. She down with the motherfucking organization, man. You think you gonna actually trust these fucking, you actually gonna trust these damn celebrities, man, that's bought and paid for to tell you anything about your child? Seriously? Are y'all crazy? What are we doing here? These people that are motherfucking done gave they shit up to the beast themselves. It's crazy, bro. This shit is ridiculous, bro. Oh, I'm positive she does. But hey, man, I'm gonna bring you brothers up. We about to hit an hour mark, and we definitely want y'all to go. We go all the way in on this. And again, if it's a black woman in the thing, by all means. Oh, Silky Red. Shout out to Silky Red. Yeah, Silky Red. What the hell? Where was y'all? Y'all had this. Y'all had this fucking these for all you women. Okay. Shout out to Jessica X. I don't know if Jessica's in the building. For all you women that had these fucking Jessica X motherfucking marathons, where was your denouncement and your detestment, your fucking just vehement fucking denial and disgustingness with this movie? Where were you at, black women? All of y'all was talking about Jessica X, and lo and behold, Jessica X, remember, she ain't even American. She ain't even American, but we got this shit by Netflix that's being promoted to young black girls to get out here and be grown ass women. Where was y'all assessment at, man? What's going on here? Where were y'all at? But I guess it's gonna be black men's fault again. And I called it last time, remember? It's gonna be black men's fault. I told y'all it was gonna be black men's fault. And again, somehow it's gonna be black men's fault. And that's why I'm telling y'all don't even watch the shit. Because all they're gonna do is take your words and flip it around. Well, you was looking at them like that. No, motherfucker, I wasn't looking at them like shit. That's what the motherfucking director had them do. The director had them motherfucking gyrate and dance and show their panties and all this kind of crazy motherfucking shit. I didn't have nothing to do with that shit. But again, y'all got time to motherfucking complain about somebody, a YouTube personality, and not time to protect these fucking young black girls, man. Still make it act like these girls have absolutely no fucking decision making in any of this shit. They have no power. They're just supposed to watch a movie and get down with whatever the get down is. The same shit that we see this shit as boys, man. We know where we see this as boys. This ain't just as grown men. Like I said, who didn't see the girl that just like the dude said? See, here Bap go. I knew Bap was gonna say that. Bap, I don't care. I don't want to hear it. I don't care. Not about her not being it's being promoted heavily in America first. America is the target location of all of this entertainment. Bap, don't give me that shit. But shout out to the brothers. We got Sober Ride in the building. What's up with you, bro?
Hey, man, what's going on?
You got it.
So, man, agree with what you said, man. This movie's very interesting because a lot of people kind of did rage quit videos on it when the trailer came out, and then just rushed and did a review or didn't review it at all. And there's a lot of people that are using clickbait to get monetized videos on this topic, right? Mm-hmm. And if you notice, like you said, there's not a lot of black women that are critiquing this shit. There's a lot of white people critiquing this movie. And I find it very odd that the director, right, her motive was she wanted to show, she was watching, I think she was in Paris, and she saw a bunch of girls dancing who were very young, dancing like, what we see in music videos and shit. And apparently that's where she got her motivation to make this film. She wanted it to be where a young girl has issues with her culture and plus add the girl, whatever, dance crap, right? So I saw the movie. The stuff about the culture, I think, is fine. But that whole dance crap, I think, is just useless. Like, there's really no point of even adding that to that film. But I think she used that to bait people. I think she used it to get some negative attention. Because this is actually her first film, I think. And what's kind of shocking is they gave this film a category of comedy drama. I don't know what the fuck. There was nothing funny about that film at all. I don't know why they would call it a comedy drama. And sadly, this film has already won a Sundance Award. And it got nominated for 3 other categories.
But the guy, the co-founder of the Sun Film Academy, whatever the fuck.
Sundance.
Yeah, Sundance, yeah. The founder of that, co-founder, he's actually in prison right now.
Oh shit!
Serving 2 counts for child molestation.
Whoa.
so that explains everything. Why they awarded that film. And the thing is, what most people don't realize is that the director herself, right? She gave an interview about this film, and she hinted at the fact that this was about basically empowerment of these little girls. They have this idea of basically empowering children to embrace their own sexuality. And that's what this whole gender choice thing is about.
Bro, truth.
This
That's not even
well,
crazy. They're not girls. It's boys. That's the sickest part.
facts.
It's
Absolutely.
boys playing girls. Remember that. Hollywood never uses real females. That's one thing. Me, I'm pissed. Why? Because when I'm looking at it, I'm like, they're telling you, see, the whole thing about, when I talk about ritual, it's about deceiving the eye. As above, so below. They'll say it's a man, but it's not a man, it's a woman. They'll say it's a woman, it's not a woman, it's a man. That's the craziest part. Those little kids over there on screen, those are not little girls. Don't be deceived. That's the crazy part. And once people accept it, it's over. They can go anywhere.
Fasting, I'm not sure where you're going off with that one. Yeah, for real,
Yeah,
man. Like,
let me
say
this real quick. As far as what Bro Truth, as far as what Bro Truth was saying, as far as how they're trying to put out this empowerment thing, I got a crazy story real quick, man. I was hanging out with a couple. Can y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me good? Or
yeah. Loud and clear.
All right, so I was hanging out with a Dominican and black girl, or black and Dominican, a couple weeks ago out here. And we was in the lift and we was going somewhere, and I guess somehow this came up as far as this the radio. Someone was on the radio and it's talking about Dwayne Ray's son, ironically. And out of this girl's mouth comes some, "Oh yeah, I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for him." And me and the lift driver was an older black woman. So like, what you mean? What you talking about? And the black and Dominican girl, I didn't know her. Like, I met her a couple weeks ago. I didn't know her anything she was about. She says out her mouth, "What do you mean? Children know their sexuality from a young age." This is coming, and this girl, she's like 23 or something like that. She's 23-year-old black and Dominican girl. And I'm like, "Whoa, what the fuck you talking about?" She's like, "What do you mean? They know their sexuality." I'm like, "Yo, so how does a fucking 9-year-old know their sexuality?" She says it's because they feel it's the feeling in the heart, the little thing in their heart when they're around somebody else. That's how they know. I'm like, what the fuck they got to do with? They're 9 years old. They should know nothing about liking. So this is a modern day 23-year-old Atlanta, black female. They're literally cool with this shit. Like that shit blew me by surprise. I didn't even know like she even thought like that. And I knew this bitch for like a little. I'm like, yo, I only knew it for a couple of weeks, but I'm just like, I didn't know like y'all really getting down with this shit on the real life level. I hear about the shit on the internet, but now in real life, I'm seeing this shit. That shit just fucking blew my mind. That they really think about it.
Ramil, that's what we're trying to tell you. We're trying to tell you, Ramil, that these are.
Well, I know about the shit. I'm just not like we are.
The ideology. That's the mind frame of these young girls, these women, man. This ain't like our moms or our grandmas and shit like that. And like you said, how old do you think the lady was that was the Lyft driver?
No, she was in her older, like late 40s.
Yeah, exactly. So. Yeah. Exactly, man. Like I said, that whole existence of mamas is gone, bro. It's over with. Done. Over. That's done. To where they would tell a young girl, "Hey, why the hell is you in here in grown folk business? Why is you in my mouth? Get your ass out of here. You ain't supposed to be listening to us even have a conversation. You ain't supposed to be all up in grown folks' mouth. Why is you in that grown man face? Why is you over there towards that man? And what are you doing?" Women had actual fucking standards, bro, and they were taught how to be fucking feminine, and they were understood of what a fucking man could do. Not necessarily meaning that you would, but again, man, every man is a fucking threat.
Yeah, Mr. Fantastic. You know that story in the Bible about was it Lot, right? Remember the story. What did he say? Lot welcomed the angels. They came as men into his house. It says the whole city came down from old to young, wanting to rape, to violate the two men. It literally says from older people in the city to children. And that's what God had to destroy. Why? Because everybody was perverted. Everybody. So when society blurs the line, it's over. Like, I mean, what else can we say? It's over. Like I say, people reject the Bible and all that stuff. When America beats her chest saying we're God's country, and they open the gate by giving quote unquote a degenerate the right to quote unquote get married, guess what? the boy lovers, they'll be like, hey, I'm an American. I need my rights. You open the gates. Was a bestial guys. They're going look. Perversion has no limit. I keep telling people, perversion has no limit. You give them an inch, they're gonna take the whole world. It's over.
Yeah,
Can't you see?
And
People
I'll
don't
say
believe me, but you see.
There's actually a petition on this for canceling Netflix that actually reached like 648,000. So a lot of people are actually ready to really get Netflix in trouble. And also the interview Bro Truth mentioned, a lot of people have been disliking Netflix videos. Like every single video that's related to that film on Netflix is getting a lot of dislikes. And then on the review site, of course, it's getting very low scores, 1s, 2s, 3s. So it's really not looking good for this director. Now, what's going to be interesting is after this movie, will this director get another opportunity to make another film? We're going to have to see who's going to actually take her after this.
She already had this. I bet she's filming it right now. All
This is
publicity,
only the
good
tip of
publicity.
the iceberg, though. Real talk. This cutie film is only the tip of the iceberg. There is a program that's being pushed right now. It's called CSE, Comprehensive Sexuality Education. This is a program that they actually are. This is what you're seeing in these libraries with the drag queen story hour. They have created a curriculum to push on preschool children, a curriculum that actually teaches children about perversions, a curriculum.
Oh shit, you dropped out, Bro Truth.
Yeah.
But hey, real quick, let me do this. Shout out to my man, Little Big Nate, for the cash app, bro. Hold on, real quick. Let me read this real quick, Bro Truth. You dropped out real quick. Let me just read these cash apps. And shout out to my man D-Mac the Trucker for the cash app. Yeah, Bro Truth, you're right, man. And again, they tried this in the UK. They tried it in the UK, and fucking because they had such a big Muslim community, they fucking rejected this shit. Say, hey, y'all want to pull this shit, bro? We'll pull all our motherfucking kids out of this shit, and we'll just either homeschool or we'll find some other shit to do. But we're not having it. They did the same thing that Bro Truth is talking about in California, to where they're starting it there, and it's mandatory. You can't opt out.
Yes, bro.
And it's starting this at the fucking elementary and middle school ages, not no 15. I don't know what you're talking about, Kelly. That's not accurate. They started at least the elementary
preschool.
And
preschool, bro. This actual curriculum. If you look at the curriculum, I employ all y'all. Go to stopcse.com. That's .org. Excuse me. It's the .org. It's actually an organization that's put together to stop this shit from being pushed out. They're trying to push this out from the United Nations level.
Yep.
This curriculum is already being pushed out in America. This curriculum, and that's why you have these teachers that are upset about children getting spied on by their parents, because they have a curriculum that's already pushing this garbage out there. They're pushing this shit out at a younger and younger age. This CSE is for preschool children, teaching perversions, teaching children how to masturbate, teaching little girls how to use objects to masturbate with. Okay, teaching like hardcore pornography to children. Look at the curriculum, CSE curriculum. You will be fucking shocked and surprised. That's why I said this cutie shit is only the tip of the iceberg. Once they are able to implement sexual behaviors on an educational level from preschool on up, what do you think a child that has been ingrained with this perversion since preschool is going to turn out to be as an adult?
Exactly. And goddamn, man, you motherfucking, what the hell you doing, nigga? Yeah, listen, Bro Truth, that's the whole thing, man.
Apologies, clear my fault. Sorry.
Yeah, goddamn, bro. But nah, and it goes back to what we was telling y'all, man, from this occult aspect of this shit, bro. This is deep. This is deep shit. I understand y'all, but all this shit sound crazy. I was just like y'all, man. Man, y'all tripping. Y'all on this motherfucking crazy ass devil worshiping shit. Y'all just making this shit up. Everybody's a fucking man. Everybody's Illuminati. Everybody's all this shit, bro. Until you do the fucking research and look this shit up, bro. All of this is a part of a huge ass scheme, bro. You need the innocence of children for this shit. All right, the adrenochrome and shit they talk about, bro. That's a big part of it too. Again, you need that from the fucking children. The children being involved sexually and actually, you know, death and shit. Again, look up the McMartin fucking preschool shit, bro. Look at the McMartin. Look at that shit. They cut all of this shit whenever it happens, man. They cover it up. They make it seem like you some crackpot crazy motherfucker that's just making some shit up. Oh, you're a conspiracy theorist. You this. And then when you look the shit up, bro, 9 times out of 10, it was just like the kid said it was, bro. Every time. So this shit right here, again, is to get for someone crazy enough to fucking, and it's a temperature sensor, right? It's to test the temperature of society, see if society truly really ready for this shit. They do this, bro, incrementally to see just how much more comfortable you are with giving your kids up to these fucking evil ass individuals, man. But let's see who we on next. We got my man Ramil went. What's his name went? Bro, you went. Oh, X, it's on you, X. Go ahead, X. What's up with you, brother?
Peace, brother Fantastic, and all the brothers on the panel, man. I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna be brief. I'm one who is a proponent about men protecting children. I talk about it a lot, and we can't be surprised that women do not speak out against this, because these are the same women who walk around the house half-ass naked with their teenage sons. These are the same women who clap their butt cheeks while their 5-year-old sons tape it. These are the same women who stand around and laugh and cheer while their 5-year-old daughter drop it like it's hot. These are the same women who let their 4-year-old son grind on the back of them while they bend over and rubber dub. So we can't be surprised that these women have nothing to say about this. You know why? Because they are the very women who enable this shit. They are the very women who encourage this shit. So of course they're not going to have any fucking thing to say, man, because this is right up their fucking alley, and it's right in their narrative, and it's right in their goddamn mind frame. So of course they have nothing to say about it. In fact, I wouldn't even be surprised if they start promoting it. That's all I want to say. I'm gonna say
women
peace.
don't say that.
Huh? Hold on. It's on you next. Silky Red. 1 second. I'll shout out to my man.
What women is he talking about? Like, I don't even understand this. Like,
hold on, real quick. I'm gonna throw it to you. It's gonna be your turn. Hold on. Shout out to my guy, Parker Carlito, for the $20 super chat. Thank you, brother. For keep doing what you're doing, young guy. Appreciate you, brother. I try, man. Appreciate all of y'all. Please like and share the video. Like and share this video. We really need to talk about this, man. And Silky Red, it's on you, ma'am. Welcome to the panel for the first time. How you doing?
yeah, and I don't get on men panels, so you know what I'm saying. I appreciate you for having me, but I'm trying to ask this dude, what women is he talking about? I mean, I know there's women out there that's like foul like that, but when he
So
said
those are the women I'm talking. Those are the women I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I mean, and one thing I can say, you didn't say all women, so I appreciate that. But yeah, women that do that, that's foul. That's messed up. Like, I mean, I didn't watch that movie or whatever, like from Netflix, Cuties or whatever. And a lot of people been like telling me, oh, watch it. I wouldn't, and I'm not going to. But yeah, that should sound something like real foul. And I'm sorry for this man that's talking right now. For women, as I'm speaking as a woman, like that's messed up. That's just messed up. To have your daughters parading around as you know what I'm saying, like some little holes and all of that, like at a young age, that's not right.
Well, you say you haven't watched it yourself. Well, I'm guessing the people that told you to watch it were black women themselves, correct? For the most part, you think?
I mean, it's not necessarily black women. It's women in general.
Just women in general.
Everything always got to be about fucking black women. I hate that shit.
Well,
No, women in general, white women, just people in general that I run in circles with.
Okay.
No, it was not a black woman.
Okay.
It was black women too, and it was white women too.
Okay.
Like,
Cool,
what the fuck?
Okay, well, what the fuck? This is a black space, so we care about and you're a black woman, so we try to get your perspective in the.
No, it's not. You're not gonna categorize that shit on just black women. Yeah, that's what y'all do. Like, I'm about to like mute up because y'all kill me with this shit.
Well, no,
Hey, so you can run with that.
Well, no,
So
wait, no, it's not running with anything. Hold on, wait.
Women.
Well, hold on, wait. This is what I'm saying. You're here to have a conversation. Nobody's double teaming you.
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't just black women.
Okay,
White
cool.
women, black women, Spanish women.
Okay, cool. All right, great. All right. So what was the opinion of the women that you talked to, regardless of race? What was the opinion of most of them?
The opinion was they was like, oh, you need to watch this. It's interesting. It's like they very interested in it. You know what I'm saying? And they wanted my opinion on it. They wanted my input. But I don't even fucking like watch TV like that. You know what I'm saying? So of course, I mean, I'm interested to watch it, but when they told me it was about little girls dancing and all of that, I'm like, all right, so what's the difference between, like, what is that show? I mean, it's like dance shows, like competitions and.
I know you're talking about the shit on A&E. I think it's a show on A&E, like the dance team, the black girl dance team thing, isn't it, right?
No, it's a whole bunch of them. But just in general, like even these little pageants or whatever, I be thinking that shit is not even cool. But that's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So
no, we agree. Men say the same thing. Toddlers and tiaras and all that shit like that. Yeah, I don't
care.
Yeah.
All of that shit that come on. I'm not gonna say Bravo. I forgot that channel.
I think it's A&E. I think it's A&E. I think that's what it is.
But all that shit is like just not cool, you know. But it's not just black women, because you love to say that shit.
Okay, well we'll get back to that. So I'll move it around. We'll come back to you, and we'll try and bring you around.
I'm in mute up.
We'll deliver you. All right. Shout out to my brother, Honorable Cyber Lion 7, man.
Can I give a shout out? Can I give a shout out to Ramil?
Yeah. Go ahead. He here.
I know he there. Hi, Ramil. Like, I like you.
What up?
Yeah, because you funny. First of all, Ramil, like you're funny. You gonna say you're not gonna you want a surrogate? Can I be your surrogate, baby mama?
Hey,
can I carry your baby?
Hold on. Stop the show. Ramil.
Yo,
can I carry your baby?
Hey man, it's a trap. It's a trap, man. She gonna run that paperwork on you, boy. She gonna run that paperwork on you, man.
Can I carry that baby?
How much you weigh, Silky?
Y'all niggas funny as hell, man.
It don't even matter.
I'm just saying though, what's your shape looking like? You're not 45, bitch. You're not 40. If you pass the wall, it don't count.
Nah, it ain't even about that. I just want to carry the baby and I want to be able to give it off to him. And he's like, we gonna make it, you know what I'm saying? He could sign that contract. Long as I can get a baby off to him, I'll carry it.
But if you over 45, you gonna have a retard.
Hey, that ain't she trying to make the baby. Yeah, y'all missing it. She trying to make the baby with him. That's what she want for real. We ain't gonna talk about that though. Anyway. See, Ramil, this is the chick I was telling you about.
Ramil, look at you.
Don't be telling Ramil shit.
Ramil, you got a whole man, Ramil.
Shut up, fantastic.
Ramil, you're still out here in the streets, man.
Ramil is select.
Ramil, you can holler at Ramil later, man. You can throw that little puss. You throw that little puss in there.
This shit. Hey, I'm about that pumping. I'm about that pumping though, like, so you don't want to fuck with me, dog.
If your semen is not retented, like, I ain't fucking with you. But anyway, I'm gonna go on mute.
Yeah. It's all you, Cyberline, bro. It's all you, bro.
What's going on, family? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, you got it.
So I heard the brother Truth had spoke about something about the kids, and they're starting younger and younger. Actually, no offense to brother Truth, but he's actually a little bit late on that. And I kind of want to ask you gentlemen a question. Does anybody on the panel or anybody in the chat know who Dr. Virginia Uribe is?
No.
So Dr. Virginia Uribe is the architect of how all of this debauchery, I can't really say the word, of how this debauchery got into the school system. She is a legendary pioneer, and I'll spell it for you. The last name, you spell it Uribe, Uribe, Dr. Virginia Uribe. Long ago, in 1984, she created something that was called the Project 10, and it was immensely successful in terms of. Yeah, can you hear me?
Say that year again, brother.
You want me to spell it again?
No, I say the year. Say the year again.
Oh, 1984. However,
the thing is,
however, Dr. Virginia Uribe has been around in the LA school system for a long time. And the reason I say she's the architect, she was very instrumental in designing and outlining the infrastructure, the educational infrastructure that allowed a lot of the questionable lifestyle to enter into the school system, where they actually had curriculum that was placed into the school system, passed by the board, and they allowed for those programs, those particular programs, to be counted as core courses. So you couldn't opt out, you couldn't pull your, I mean, you could pull your kid out, but in order for those children to graduate, they had to take those courses. Moreover, they had a movie that was out that mentioned the full history of Dr. Virginia Uribe, and it was called the, the three-letter word agenda. Since then, they've pulled and scrubbed Google and the rest of the internet of those archives. I've been trying to find them all over, and I may have to go to the deep web to pull them up, but they've been scrubbed from the traditional Google/YouTube space, because it actually gave the literal architectural history of how we got to where we are today, including a lot of the rights and the laws that were passed, how they were built, how they were leveraged, the whole 9 yards, y'all. And so
go to archive.org to pull that up if you're looking for it again. Archive.org basically is a record of the internet, so nothing can be erased. If you go to archive.org,
it's gone from there too. It's not there.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty real. Then.
It's gone. I checked. It's gone from there. So when I heard this brother say that, so back then, now there may be some traces about Virginia Uribe doing this if it's out there. Back in the 80s and even in the 70s, they actually had books that they gave to preschool children. So they did this back in the 80s, back in the 70s and 80s.
Wow.
This is nothing new. She already did that. Now, Dr. Virginia Uribe died at about the age of 85. But the reason this is so critical to what you're talking about, Fantastic, and the reason it's so critical to what Brother Truth just said, they laid this was the groundwork. This was the foundation work. This was the Aztec temple in the tomb, so to speak, that got us to where we are in the first place. Dr. Virginia Uribe injected the framework, and I'm using that word on purpose. She invented, created, and injected the framework into the Los Angeles school system. From that point, remember, Apple wasn't a big thing even back in those days, but it gained traction. So by them teaching the children in California, we have to think about this. California, the state of California, is the core of everything that we have going on today that's we can consider to be questionable. So if we start talking about NAMBLA, all of the origins, it's based out of California, and all of these things have their root back to that pioneer foundation architectural work that was created, drawn, drafted, laid out, and executed by Dr. Virginia Uribe and that work they built a solid gold building on top of it, and today at the top of that building are diamonds.
Damn.
I'm not discounting her contribution to the education flip of this shit, but there is a program that's been in place for millennia, really, and you can look at what happened in Weimar Germany, right? Most people don't really know the real history behind how WW2 kicked off. It was because this level of perversion that was being pushed. You had families, you had mother-daughter teams that were basically out on the street selling their bodies. You had dads basically out raping their own kids. The level of perversion was freaking crazy. And
be careful what you say, because
yeah, bro.
basically saying
you're right. I mean, I'm going too far, man. Yeah, but what I'm getting,
we got to pull back.
this obviously is a topic that definitely is out there for real. What I'm getting to is there's always been a element that actually moved forward towards this. There's always been something in history, you know, a group that always pushes towards behavior like this.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. We know we picking up what you're putting out. Shout out to the brother Pete out for the 5. Yeah, I'm not gonna read that, but you see what it says. Shout out to Silky Red up here shooting more shots like Kobe, man. Shout out to what Gabe. Gabe had one too. What Gabe had? Gabe had one. Shout out to Gabe. Ramil wants you to camo for a surrogacy audition. You gonna camo for him? LOL. Shout out to Gabe A for the 5. All right, we on. It's on you, man. It's on you, brother. Go ahead.
Okay.
What that bag looking like?
What? Okay. I didn't watch it. One of the reasons why I didn't watch this film called Cuties is because, to say the truth, I'm scared. I'm scared that if I watch it and at any moment within watching that whole film, something that tricks or ticks in my mind that leads me to say, oh, this ain't so bad. At that moment, I know it would have been normalized to me, because from what I saw from the trailer, there was parts when she's had some serious moments with her mom and she's just trying to rebel against her mother. And I didn't want to watch it and see certain parts in it and make me think, oh, there's a bigger picture to than watching just these little girls gyrate the groins all over the place. It's still disgusting. It's still wrong. So I chose not to watch it based on that pretense, the fact that I don't want to try and coincide with the latter of the people that are not against the film. One thing that people need to pay attention to, when it first was promoted, they had 2 trailers. They had one trailer which was a bunch of girls on the stairs walking down, fully clothed, looked happy, a bunch of girls hanging with each other, a bunch of children. And then the other poster was them on stage, half naked in provocative positions. They deliberately led with the provocative position poster. So clearly, whoever was promoting this movie, they wanted this reaction. Because they could have gone with the other poster of just them being on stairs, fully clothed, as if they were shopping. But if they went with that poster, nobody would care. We wouldn't be talking about it today. People would have barely realized that this movie existed. They had to do something to get you to watch it, which is also disgusting. But another thing that we also need to address in the last decade, I'd say, we've learned from this last decade that it's not just pedophiles and rapists amongst the general public. You've got pedophiles and rapists in law enforcement, and you've got pedophiles and rapists when it comes to the rulers of the world. What's happening at the moment is, because of social media, these rulers of the world, and I'm not into the conspiracy theorist bullshit, it's just blatantly, you can see it's happening with the Epsteins, the Weinsteins, and it's slowly uncovering with what's going on.
Too many things, man. Too many things.
Okay. More and more people that are in power they're slowly getting exposed one by one. The general public is just chipping away. So the powers that be are actually now saying to themselves, okay, we've got to now start putting laws in place. Not that we're going to legalize pedophilia, but if we ever get caught or we get exposed for this, at least there will be laws in place which will give us lesser sentences. Hence why I heard basically recently in California, I can't remember it verbatim, but they want to try and say if the young child consented, this is somewhat okay. They were trying to get that passed at the moment to give people lesser pedophiles lesser sentences. You've got this movie here. The issue with this movie is it wasn't like a little bit that they give to you. It was, to me, if they're trying to campaign to normalize pedophilia and dating younger children, this was too much of a high dosage. It was too soon, if that's what their aim was, because we've now slowly, as you can see, it's getting normalized. It's slowly chipping away, and I just don't know where it's gonna go with this. I feel like when you've had TED Talk recently, I'm gonna finish up, but you've had TED Talk where you've had those people trying to turn around and justify why they should be with children. You've got currently people trying to pass being with a child in Congress at the minute. They'll never get in Congress, but they're trying to file to say, I feel like I should be with a child because I feel this way. They're trying to now do things based on feelings rather than the facts at hand. So we're going into a very scary time where I hope to God it doesn't get normalized, but slowly I feel like it's going to be. I give it maybe 60 years, maybe pedophilia somewhat along the lines will be justified, which is disgusting to say. I'm just petrified, to be honest, for the future.
Again, it comes down to them creating that sewage water that we're all swimming in. Eventually, you're going to have little children that grew up in this sewage water. They don't even know what the concept of fresh water is.
Yep, that's the whole thing. Shout out to Rael. It's on you, Rod. What's up with you, brother?
Peace, fantastic. Peace to the panel. The one thing that I have learned more than anything, especially since this Me Too stuff has come out, the one thing that I've learned without a shadow of a doubt is whenever there's a protracted pattern of this type of deviant behavior, most of the time you're going to have women very intricately a part of the process. If anybody watched if you could stomach watching it, the R. Kelly documentary, what you will see is there were so many so-called mothers who were willing, even a couple fathers, but you saw so many women willing to let their daughters be in the company of this dude. And so we have this thing where you can't have a situation like the DJ Pope situation, and him having all that access to all those black females, including black underage girls, and not have women involved too. Like, there's just no way that's just even possible. Because if there's any fathers around, man, ain't no fathers going for shit like that. So when we have women that just come out here, and especially when it's such a serious topic as this, like, we can have the back and forth as far as the genders and stuff like that, even though they're wrong on that too. But when you have situations like this, and you still have women coming out here talking about, well, it's not only black women, like, that just lets you know that this stuff is it's not even about the right or wrong. It's not even about really trying to solve the issue. These chicks really do want to put forth this image that they don't do anything wrong or any any other black female, like no matter what it is, they're more worried about their reputation, which is in the toilet anyway. But there's a difference between reputation and character. Your character is who you are. Your reputation is who what people perceive you are. And what we're finding out is that there are a lot of low grade women out here who really are knee deep in this stuff. They're a part of the process. I'll never forget, man, when Tommy Sotomayor he said he was telling a story about how he told his mother how his babysitter had sex with him, and his mother's response was she started laughing. And nothing on this level, man, is going down without the approval of women. Nothing on this magnitude is going down without their approval. And even in the school systems, they have been given these kids, man, these Johnny and Brian raises Jimmy type books for years. And so early, but what they would do is they would let the children read the books in school, but they wouldn't let the children bring the books home because they knew
exactly
likely their parents would not go for that shit. So over the time, your child is in 2nd, 3rd grade. By the time they get to 8th grade, they're so desensitized to things like homosexuality and stuff like that. They like, oh, nothing's wrong with that. Like, nah, man, they're cool. Like, even though you could be raising them to be completely against it, but they're in school for 8 hours, so they're being completely desensitized to it because they're like, oh, well, the teacher said it's okay and such and such and such and such. This is what makes these people so dangerous. They're put in adult positions and power positions, and people automatically assume. I mean, because we even see this with the women, like who go to college. They'll go to these feminist style classes, and just because this professor wrote a book or got some articles or some stuff like that, they just automatically assume like, oh, well, they're a professor in school, they right. That don't make them right. You know what I'm saying? That shit is just theory. You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff that they really push out like that is actually practical. You know what I'm saying? All of it is theory based. And if you can't put it into practice, it ain't real. So, but in their mind, just because they got the degree, they're like, oh, well, I know what I'm talking about because I got validated by these particular professors, when the reality is a lot of those professors, they'll write anything to get tenure because they're looking for a lifetime job anyway. So we got to really, man, really start taking a sharp eye on these women. I said early in the chat that I've gotten to the point now, man, that I don't trust women around kids more than I don't trust men. And I never thought I would get to the point of saying that, but I'm just the point I'm at right now.
Yeah, man.
Bro, to piggyback on that, what you was talking about regarding the college, right? They writing these studies and papers and shit. It's all based on bullshit. There was I can't remember the exact name of it, but there was a group of college professors that got together and they created completely bogus studies, right? But they had based it on all this critical race theory. They based it on all these SJW topics. Like one of them was like the dog sniffing asses was something to do with patriarchy. So they based all these cocky mind. They actually one of the studies took Mein Kampf. They actually took one of Hitler's speeches. They took the actual Mein Kampf, but they just replaced it with like SJW buzzwords. It was the exact same thing that Hitler wrote, but because they basically fitted into this narrative, it got academic praise, and they got several of these freaking studies certified, like published in scientific papers, so-called scientific papers, and all of it was based on bullshit. But because they were able to adhere to the narrative, they were deemed valid.
Yep.
Yeah, man. Shout to everybody in the building. Hey, I'm seeing we hitting a lot of people coming through, man. We picking up on the algorithm and whatnot. Please like the stream. Please like and share the stream. This is extremely imperative that people hear this. Hear black men talk about the protection of young black girls, whether they be American black girls or fucking Senegalese or French or whatever in the hell. Because again, these girls, all the black girls are going to see is another black girl. She don't know that this girl is, and they're speaking in English. You know what I'm saying? So she's not going to correlate to this girl as an African girl or a French girl or whatnot, all this other thing. All she's going to see is this movie and this girl this movie that everybody's talking about. Like Ramil, shout out to Ramil. Ramil said it. There's no such thing as bad publicity. So even though because all of this stuff is being said about the movie, these young girls are going to be intrigued and they're going to see it to see what it's about. And again, I told y'all this actually happened where a little black girl, American black girl, did the same thing. Is anybody able to correlate the timeline with that? Did that girl do this before the movie came out, or did she do it after the movie came out? It was a little black girl. She was she got somebody's phone and she fucking showed her crotch on the clothes. She was clothed. She was not nude, okay? But she was clothed and she did like a crotch shot on social media. Does anybody know when that happened? Give me a timeline for that. But that actually happened. So again, we're saying this is like art imitates life, right? As they say, we seeing this in real time, people. So this shit is really out here happening.
Yeah, I mean, well, fantastic. When you have grown women in their 30s, 40s, 50s out here on social media twerking, what the message that it sends to young, impressionable minded females is that, well, the older women are doing it, so it must be cool. And so when we're calling out this behavior, a lot of these women, they're making it seem like, well, we're just attacking them because, you know, we can't get no ass or anything, you know, just the typical responses that they give. And we're not just calling the behavior out for them. Like if you want to be a woman as a whole, and that, you know, that's what you want to do, we don't have no problem with that. Like do that's what you want to be, cool. But we're addressing it too because it is going to have an effect, you know what I'm saying, on these younger females. Like the reality of the situation is this type of debaucherous behavior was the type of behavior that was supposed to be taboo, that was supposed to be only relegated to things like Freaknik and Black Biker Week and things like that. It wasn't this behavior was like, okay, you go on a vacation, like, okay, what goes on in Vegas stays at Vegas, and then you come back to your normal life and you know you ain't really supposed to be on it like that. It's to the point now, like people think this behavior is supposed to be just normal freaking behavior. And so when you're sending that message, you know what I'm saying, like to the younger females as older women, that's why we get such a pushback from a lot of these females, because they're so used to having it be okay that by the time they get to us and the authority, they're like, man, you can't tell me what to do. This is okay. And it's like, man, nah, it's not okay. I can't go to any of the older women, you know, in my family, especially on my dad's side, who ever co-sign behavior like this. Like, man, when those older women used to see those younger females getting out of pocket, when they saw them changing and developing into young ladies, and you know they saw them kind of getting fast, man, they would check that shit so quick. You know what I'm saying? Like they will put them in their place. You know what I'm saying? They would tell them things like, "Get out of this man's face," and
Raw. That's what I'm saying. And Raw, it's like how Cyberline said about how the shit was scrubbed, right? It seems like, man, the only people that even remember the shit, Raw, is the men. I don't even hear women talking about this.
Nope.
They refuse to acknowledge, man, that it needs to be some type of correction did to this shit, or you have to discourage these young girls, man, and hold these young girls accountable too, because again, that's a big part of it. And again, it's very, very uncomfortable and some shit that a man has to fucking, you know, talk about. But like I said, bro, it happened to me. I was fucking walking around on the fucking, like on the strip of the beach, and this girl, man, she's a tall chick, but she's a child. And she's talking about, ooh, I like him tall. Look at me in my face. And I'm fucking disgusted, man. I'm mad. I'm like, where the fuck is your daddy at? I'm a fucking grown ass man. You a fucking child. What's wrong with you? I can look at you and tell you a child, and you would dare say something to me like that. You know what I mean? Ultimately disrespect for one, but then like you're compromising me because all people see is the interaction. I don't know shit about you. If I can tell that you're a child, everybody else can tell that you're a child. And if you're doing that, you can see this, that you're coming at me in a sexual way. And now what can I, and if I, now what can I do? Because I'm like, hey, little bitch, what the fuck is wrong with you? Get the fuck out of my face. I'm a goddamn grown ass man. Now, oh, you ain't gonna talk to that girl like that. She's a girl. Well, nigga, did you hear what she said to me? Y'all gonna look over.
Fantastic, man. You need to stop slut shaming, man. You know, she's expressing her sexuality.
Yeah, man, fuck that. But y'all, we got my man King Sigma in the building, man. King Sigma, what's going on with you, brother? You got it.
Hey, good evening, gentlemen. Great topic. I heard one of the brothers mention something that actually had been on my mind when he was talking about the Weimar Republic. Because a couple of weeks ago, I was on a panel and I was telling people that, you know, I've used this time to kind of look into why societies that are apparently superpowers and that are at the most competitive state, but then they kind of descend into this decline culturally and then economically, and then they are invaded and their culture is replaced with a more stronger traditional patriarchal culture. And there's so many parallels between the United States culture right now at the end of 2020 and what was going on in Germany right before the Nazis took power. And I would tell brothers, yo, man, you guys need to look into that decade, the 1920s, the 1930s, and the 1940s, because so much of history happened during that time. So many lives were destroyed. And these were nations, people forget, Germany was the leading institutional power and economic power right before the Nazis took over. See what I'm saying? All of the literature that came out, that was the biggest known philosophers, psychologists, they came out of Germany in the 20s and the first decade of the 1900s. They had so much scholarship, but just like what's going on in the United States right now, it was the most degenerate scholarship that started to come out of the universities of Germany. And what happened, just like what's happening now, there was a backlash that came from the working, everyday kind of German men. That's how they got the whole thing with the Nazis, which were a party. That's how they caught on, because people were upset that old traditions that had actually built these institutions, that had built the strength of Germany, got taken over by these cultural Marxists, these haters of men, these haters of order and stability. And that's why the audience in Germany and the citizens welcomed them in. The Nazis didn't take power by force. They were invited in because it wasn't like, oh, we love the Nazis. It was like, we can take this patriarchal leadership, or we can take the destruction of our culture completely and the destruction of Germanhood and our identity. And they chose what they thought at the time was the lesser of two evils. Now you connect that with what's going on with Kamala Harris in the comment that I posted. Ask yourself, when you look at the Democratic presidential race and the last 5 candidates standing, Kamala Harris dropped out for one sole reason. She was going to lose the state of California. They could not allow her to actually lose the California primary in the way she was about to lose it. She was behind all of the candidates in her own state, and she was in 5th place in South Carolina. She had no constituency, no traction, and was going to lose her own state as a sitting senator. That would have been very embarrassing for their agenda. And you sit back and you ask yourself, okay, why did he pick Kamala Harris? She gained no traction during the presidential election. She was a prosecutor. She was the exact opposite of everything that Barack Obama was, even though they tried to package her as Obama in a skirt, right? But then what you find out is that, oh, okay, she's a Trojan horse for the kind of pedophilia agenda that we're talking about, the kind of forced upon degeneracy. No one has a problem with alternative lifestyles because you're adults. What consenting adults does is one thing in their privacy. But you don't get to force your own views on other people, and you damn sure don't get to force your views on people's children. The state does not own our children. The state does not own us. The state is a proxy for our justice and our security. And when it grows outside of that, it becomes a leviathan monster on our freedoms and our own ability to control our families. They want to control our households and take away the identity of the men first as fathers. Then eventually they're going to take away the identity of mothers, and then all the children become the property of whatever the elite agenda is for the next 100 years. So Kamala Harris was chosen because she represents all the things that is rejected by 80% of America throughout the 50 states outside of California and New York. Everyone rejected her, and there's a reason why no Californian Democrat has won an election in like 100 years as presidency. There's a reason for that. All the Democrats that have run the presidency in the last 75 years or so have been either from the Midwest, Barack Obama, or the South, Bill Clinton. Otherwise, they have been rejected by the majority of the country. So what you do, you sneak her in there. You put her in there with a geriatric dude who has dementia possibly, who they don't won't get past 2 years. And instead of her winning by election, she wins by fraud in making her the VP, knowing that this man is not healthy, knowing this man is not right, and trying to use the deaths of black men. Every day they got some kind of new killing to get her in there, not by the vote of the people, but by the machinations of the ruling Democratic corporate party. That's what this is about. So they can
on top of Joe Biden's mental decline, though. Look at his perversions. Look at his proclivities towards children.
Right.
I'm just saying. Add that in there.
Yeah, bro.
I just want to tell King Sigma, Hell Hydra.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Cyber Lion. Yeah, man. Listen, shout out to Joshua Sir Prodigy for the 5. Thank you, brother. Did y'all see on Twitter as a black woman was twerking and doing the WAP on the literal BLM letters, and black women cheered and said she's a strong woman? That's the culture now. Yeah, unfortunately.
That's nothing. You got women out there putting their pussy on display for the cops. Dude, I mean, literally, spread eagle in the middle of a quote-unquote war zone. Supposedly it's a war zone. And you had a white woman spread completely naked, spread eagle with her pussy wide open to a battalion.
On the fucking concrete.
Yeah.
So we've reached the point in this culture of total like ethical demoralization. That's why every day they throw something at you that your mind can't. If you're a sane person, if you're a logical person, what they do is a shock, like in trauma. Part of like ultra brain program is that you have to create like traumatic things on a person's mind. Even a sane person will start to question their own sanity when you keep throwing these images out here that their mind has never seen before. So this is just the beginning. If
psychological warfare is real.
Yes.
Okay. They have done the studies. Okay. There's way more programs that have been concocted on the psychological effects of media than MK Ultra. Okay. They have been studying this for years. If you look at Eric Benet's, you know what I mean? These are the
R&B singer.
These guys have been around for quite some time. They understand the long-term effect of trauma on the human mind,
right?
And how to manipulate human beings in order to push certain agendas and certain actions out there. And they realize that majority of people
collapse your mind to the point that you will accept something that you normally wouldn't accept.
Well, they got it from Gators.
And they know that the majority of people are not smart enough to figure this shit out. They don't have the thirst for that knowledge.
They don't have that. Hold on real quick. They don't have the mental fortitude to fight the shit that's going on right in front of their eyes. And like you said, man, even if and when it's not if it's not fully taken on, the whole thing about trauma is the fact of the matter that image is forever ingrained in your brain and you're thinking about it. So like you said, it's this shit that's on the level. And like you said, King Simon used the key word demoralization. That's one of the key components in overtaking and overthrowing a society. And that Marxists and communists use, man. And again, it's textbook. So this is why I don't understand, bro. This right here, like you said, this is just a feeler to see, is the public truly ready for open child, CP and adults dealing with children on sexual levels, man. This shit is, like I said, this should be no way it should be allowed like it is. This is crazy. But shout out to Great Expectations for the 20. Salute, man, it's fantastic putting together this panel for calling out such signals. Yeah, we got to, man, because again, the black women not gonna do it. Black women around here again chasing around YouTubers, man, but y'all not talking about what's happening to the image and to the psyches and to the hearts and the minds the emotions of these young black girls of being depression. Again, man, if somebody can find that for me, man, I would greatly appreciate it. I'm not going to play it, but I would just do it because I know they probably try and flip it around. And see, even that instance where the young girl did that, man, this is the young black girl, American black girl, took a camera phone, bro, on live. I don't know if it was Facebook or if it was on what's her name, and she put it in her crouch and she was talking all kinds of crazy shit. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
Man, I just want to finish just this last statement on Kamala Harris and the connection to all these things you guys are talking about before I bounce. But the whole thing with Kamala Harris, man, when you really look at the fact that they threw on that ticket and the kind of people that were so much more qualified than her, that had real constituencies, that beat her in the primaries, you got to ask yourself, why did they put her on this ticket? She's not an ADOS woman. Even the black women have come out against her, not as much as obviously black men. Black men have been leading a charge saying, hey, this woman is a Trojan horse. She's been put in there to erase you. And some black women have gotten on behind those black men. But the reason she's on there is because ain't no Democrat from California can win a 50-state electoral college election. It hasn't happened in 100 years for a Democrat for a reason. So the only way they can do it is get her in there, get Biden out of there in 2 years or less, so she can put whoever because remember, there's at least 3 or 4 seats on the Supreme Court that are going to come up in the next 4 to 8 years, 4 to 6. So whoever is the president is going to change the trajectory of this country for the next 100 years. So you got a situation where Kamala Harris being out of California, and one of the brothers was mentioning the fact that they passed that law where someone who is a pedophile may not have to register as a sex offender, which is insanity.
It's still in the bill stage. It hadn't been passed for law yet. It's still in the bill stage, but yeah, they passed.
Well, we know that Gavin Newsom is a sick bastard over there, that governor of California, so it'll pass if he comes on his desk. But here's the thing that we're not thinking about. There's certain people that Barack Obama wanted to put on the Supreme Court from California that he thought were just way too liberal, but those people are still there. So these kind of decisions that have come before the California Supreme Court, those would be the kind of jurists that Kamala Harris would be looking to put on the U.S. Supreme Court. So she gets on there. This pedophilia law that right now you guys are saying is at the last stage or whatnot, but it has not become law, that will become federal law. I'm telling you guys right now.
Thank you. And they will be protected under the law. That's what I don't think y'all understand and realize. Part of this shit, man.
I just wanted to say this.
I can't remember the name of a bill, but there was an actual bill that was uncovered. It was uncovered by a senator. Somebody can help me out. But they were actually trying to legalize several perversions, and that includes bestiality, pedophilia. This was during the early 2000s, late 90s. I can't remember the name of the bill, but this actually was uncovered. You know, it is a agenda that they're trying to push. And for all of y'all that don't believe in all the spiritual world and all that stuff like that, that's cool. Do you? But there are people, their actions are directly related to their belief. And that's affecting the world that you live in today.
Wait, let me read these super chats. Then I'm gonna go Soul Provider. Then we'll go Madman. And if I can get 2 spots, man, I got people trying to get on the panel. And I would definitely.
Hey, fantastic! I haven't went yet.
All right. Oh shit. Yeah, my man's Flex 8. My bad. So hold on, let me get Flex 8 and we'll go in that order. So let me do this. All right.
Hey, fantastic. I can drop. I gotta go to bed, man.
All right, Beth. Appreciate you, Passion. Appreciate you coming in, brother. All right, if y'all want to come in,
thanks,
go ahead.
man.
Appreciate you, brother. I got 2 spots open, so go ahead if you guys are trying to get in. Appreciate you. Wise will TCP for the 499. Countries like Afghanistan became radical in the 70s when they saw that countries becoming too westernized. Yeah, man, they had to kill that shit with a fucking against the sledgehammers, bro. Much respect, brothers from Darth Low IQ. Appreciate you. My bad, brother. Flex A, man. Go ahead, man. What's up with you?
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me up. Fantastic. You had a stream earlier that you talked about Black Lives Matter and we wrestle not against flesh and blood, and a lot of people don't really want to believe and understand that a lot of your favorite, or your directors, producers, executives, your CEOs, a lot of those people, they're devil worshipers. They're Satanists. You know, a lot of your TV shows, movies, they're putting it in your face. You know, they're putting up 666, you know, in your movies and your TV shows. They're throwing up, you know, hand gestures that are from the occult, you know. And one of the most diabolical things I saw was it was a Pampers commercial a couple years back. They had a Pampers commercial where they had a baby. They had a baby throwing up the 666 and the Baphomet devil horns symbol. All right. They digitally altered the hands to do so. This is what we're messing with. We're messing with the lowest common denominator, just low life people, scum of the earth, that are willing to push their agenda no matter what, at all costs, even if it loses them money. Now, a few years back, you had Target. Target came out and they said, hey, we're going to allow anybody who identifies as a woman to go into the women's bathroom, right? They lost billions from that decision. A lot of people say, hey, we're not going to shop there no more, right? So why would you make a decision off of the minority, right, instead of the majority, right? These people are willing to lose billions to push their agenda. And a lot of, you know, you had even your CEO, your Google CEO. I read an article where I think it was Larry Page. You know, he was giving an interview talking about, you know, selling your soul, contracts to sell your soul, and all weird kind of crap. I bookmarked that article. A couple weeks later, they scrubbed it from the internet. A lot of these people are, you know, they're sold. They sold out. I don't know how it happens, but there's a whole lot of weird stuff going on. And your LGBT movement, they have so much money to push their agendas. You have the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, who they give about $5 billion every single year to different foundations. The LGBT movement, they have a yearly budget of about $40 to $50 billion to push their agenda.
Wow.
40 to 50 million. All right. So this is what we're up against. I mean, you're up against people who have, for whatever reasons, sold themselves to whatever evil cause.
Well, again, man.
Satan.
Yeah, man. Like I say, and let me go ahead and let up Aaron C hop in real quick. Again, hey brothers, please like and share the stream, man. Really appreciate you guys coming through. Appreciate all the support. Appreciate you guys being there. We got over 200 in the building. And make sure we look at the likes and look at them likes. Yeah, man. I need like 30 more likes, man. I know I can get at least you know what I mean, the whole 215 in here. A lot of you guys haven't liked the video yet. So by all means. And again, man, like I said, this is a challenge to black women. Black women, where y'all at? Y'all did this shit to me last time again when we talked about this aspect of it, and you know, the protection of black women.
Good luck.
Black
I actually want to.
Good luck.
The movie was made by black women.
It's funny. All this time, black men been the face of this predator shit the whole time.
Yeah, it's a
that's a lie. I did a whole stream on that based on the UN report on sex trafficking. Do you realize that the United Nations has known for the last 15 years? They were shocked by their research that found out that in most jurisdictions on the planet, women are the lead sex traffickers.
Yep.
And 80% of the procurers that actually go through the process of seducing the would-be victim are actually women. So this
Ghislaine Maxwell. Ghislaine Maxwell? She was the fucking brains of the operation.
Yeah, Ghislaine Maxwell is the perfect example of that. But he's just one of hundreds of thousands of women who, again, we already see how women respond with their bodies as always their negotiation chips. So like even when we were talking about the Black Marxist Matters riots or whatever, you notice that women's protest always somehow goes back to their body and objectifying themselves. So while men are going to go out there and kill each other with their hands or weapons, they're going to fight. They're not going to pull out their penises and pissing and saying this is warfare. No, women will come out to the battlefield, stripped down, butt naked, and just start humping the ground saying that this is warfare. You like,
They say it's liberation.
Hold on. Stop the presses. Stop the presses.
Fuck.
Stop the presses. You see this shit? This is what black men. This is why I say, man, bro, when y'all don't understand, bro, that
is it confirmed,
bro?
Man, these motherfuckers, boy.
Again, like it was a surprise. Then we saw you with the motherfucking with the asshole residue, nigga, on the sheet. Yeah, like that.
Really, and what's crazy is he tried to basically say, "Oh, I'm not gay, I'm bisexual." Confusion. That's what it is, man. They trying to blur these lines, man.
Again, let me.
He married too, though.
And his old lady didn't leave him either. But hold on, let me say this will be said and will be reiterated and fucking certified tonight, bro. As a black man in the black men and the black male community, there's no such thing as a bisexual male. You either straight or you ain't.
Yeah.
Well, I think in this space we've been saying, Mr. Fantastic, how long have we been telling people that the Democratic Party represents radical feminism, illegal immigration, and the erasure of heterosexual men? How long have we been saying?
Ever since I came in this space, bro. Ever since I've been
now it's 100% confirmed. Cory Booker, if there's going to be any kind of ADOS presidential candidate in the next 8 years, guess who's going to be the face for black men? Cory Booker.
Yep.
So what I'm trying to say is that we've just reached the point where now everybody is running around scared because we represent regular black men. We're not the elite black men, because the elite black men are doing what Cory Booker is doing. They're doing what Barack Obama is doing. They're doing what Andrew Gillum is doing. We represent just regular black men out here trying to make it, and that's why they want to silence us so bad. You notice with this whole Cuties thing, which was a black French woman, from Senegalese woman, like I think she has the same tribe as Issa Rae. So this is a woman who's from like the same tribe as Issa Rae from the Senegalese. And you notice that Obama got like 40 or 50 million from Netflix with no experience in Hollywood, no directorial experience, no writing experience, him and Michelle Obama. Then who do they put on the board? Susan Rice. She gets put on the board of Netflix. Have any of you guess the only Democratic candidate that I've heard come out against this child pornography and child sexualization is Tulsi Gabbard. And what did the Democrats do to Tulsi Gabbard?
Destroyed her.
They refused to let her speak at the Democratic National Convention because, again, this shit is real. If you're a black man, there is we are on our own. But as far as
what did they have at the DNC that represented
Billy Porter.
Billy fucking Porter, bro. Billy
and now they got Andrew,
the black man representative.
Hey,
the black male representation of the Democratic Party is nil. It's been destroyed. It doesn't exist anymore. You can't point to a masculine man in the Democratic Party with a high position that can speak for regular black men right now. You cannot point to it.
Say King Sigma, can I get
look at what they push. Look at what they push at the DNC with that nigga in the dress. That's the representation of black men.
The transsexual dude?
Yeah,
he's not a transsexual. Billy Porter.
But that is.
I'm sorry. I thought it was somebody else.
When you talk about masculinity and the black male, that is as far as they want you to be.
And
young thug, man. That's as far as you're gonna get as masculinity goes.
Let me get Brown Bird and of Aaron C in here. They hadn't said anything. New brothers to the panel. Appreciate you brothers coming in. Brown Bird, it's on you, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you guys. And that was a good point that I wanted to bring up. King Sigma hit it on the head exactly. Because what I see is when they have the idea of the masculine black man in this society now, it's like every time we speak our mind on something, it seems as if we get that loud ass pushback. Like, because our masculinity, that's the way we supposed to be, it's automatically like, you're not supposed to be like that. And like, how is that wrong to be a strong black man who wants the best for their community? Like, I just don't understand. Like, I go off this all the time. Like, they'll use these, and I call these brothers talented 10th Negroes. I always say this. And I say that they'll have these articles out there that say that black men need to stop being so abusive towards black men and all these different things and black women. And it's like, yo, like, a lot of us is just trying to be good men to the women. And it's like, y'all dudes out here is pushing this narrative out there to make it seem like we're the bad people because we don't believe in your stupid ass gender spectrum nonsense and all these other things that you're trying to push, B. And that whole entire thing that they're trying to do now with the bisexuals and the all this, that, and the third. It gets on my nerves. So I understand King Sigma hit it on the head again, and it just aggravates me, especially like the Black Lives Matter protests, for example, too. Like, it's not even, and Cuties, it's not even all that, because what they're trying to do is promote horror culture to our women on a silver platter, and they just keep picking it up. And then I wanted you guys to see this. Check this out if you get the chance to. Fantastic, and everybody on this panel. You should see the promo they have for the Sims 4, the video game, the Sims 4. They have it where they got the avatars. They have the people the girls on there, which are black girls, twerking. So this whole entire twerk culture that they're trying to push on our women is just going on like hotcakes. And then with the men, it's just that they continue with us with the gang culture, this homosexual thing now, and then just shooting each other and all this other stuff, and it's not necessary. So
how is she a woman then? I just want to ask a question, brother. You say our women, right? And here's this definitely raises that question again. So she's your woman, but you can't control what she watches. You can't control what the teachers tell her to read. You can't control who she lays up with and who she doesn't lay up with. So if your is supposed to be a possession of or control of, how is she your woman if you just said yourself that you can't exercise any control over what she puts into her mind, into her body, or her time? Like, explain that to me, how it's what control you have over these women.
You know what, King Sigma, you had me think about it, so I'll give you that. But I'll say this: I'm thinking in regards to what we as men want to say to our women in the community. I mean, say to the women that share our bloodline, basically.
But what makes sense. But here's the thing, though. Here's the problem. I think black men have been saying for a long time what the truth is, what's going on, and black men have been going to bat against degenerate black men and degenerate women. What burden? How much more burden must the black man carry? Women, it'd be one thing if we were under the old coverture laws in America, where a woman was the responsibility of her man and he had full power over her life and limb. You dudes are delusional.
But we don't have, and you're right.
Control over these women.
We don't have control. You're right.
Your own daughter.
Hold on,
I heard this report of a principle. I heard about a daughter who reported her own father to the authorities because he was just telling her that she couldn't go to this place or that place, and she was able to get the authorities in her parents' business just because he was trying to stop her from going out late at night or doing this and that. They chose her. So my question is, what you do is going to have to explain. This is supposed to be a critical thinking space. What fucking control do you men as a group have over a group of women who have the right to vote for themselves? They have full agency. What control do you exercise?
Hold on.
So the same principle applies on the macro and the micro.
None. That's why you popping up.
When you have a woman that has basically been incentivized for this abhorrent behavior, when you have systems in place that will save these chicks, there's no incentive for them to correct themselves. And it's the same thing on a micro and a macro. Most women, they do a lot of fucked up shit. They don't realize it's fucked up until it's too late, until they got them 7 kids and they can't afford them, until they got the STD they can't get rid of. It's the same thing on a higher level. Women are not going to realize the fucked up situation they're in until it's too late.
No. I would actually disagree with that. Fantastic had a show last year where I actually read some old slave narratives of women who literally were talking about how if they could, they would go back to the plantation. Now, most people, if I told them that really exists, they wouldn't believe that shit. I literally read from the book. It was one woman who literally was talking about how she couldn't wait to die to get to heaven so she could see her old master and his wife. She ain't say she wanted to go to heaven to see Jesus or God or her mama or her daddy or siblings or whatever. She wanted to go to heaven just to see her master and his wife. Now you gotta really see the thing is that when we have like people like Michael Eric Dyson and stuff like that, because the research is out there. So when we have people like these so-called scholars like Michael Eric Dyson who are masters at research, they know this information exists, because ain't nobody gonna sit here and tell me that this fool doesn't know this type of information exists. Because if that was really true, I would say he's a horrible researcher, because I just research just on some novice type stuff and I find stuff like that. So what I'm saying is that, and this is something that I've been saying for a long time, black men got to stop talking about the black community like it's one group. It's not one group. There are two distinct groups in Black America. There's black females and there are black males, and we have two completely different.
I've been trying to say this.
So whenever y'all talk about the we, there is no we. You're operating from a very flawed mindset, because she could be as irresponsible as she want to be and get covered. You be irresponsible, you the worst motherfucker out here. So that alone, even the collective slave experience has not melded this group together in a way that you would think it will be melded by. I mean, when you talk about other groups of people, they'll look at themselves within the collective experience of the worst shit that happened to them to say, just on a basic level, okay, we need to be on code on a certain level. That's not what these women are. They're not on code like that. They tell you they would rather be the white man's whore than the black man's wife. I mean, how much else in your face rhetoric do these women have to really tell black men to their face that they ain't feeling you like that? Like they're worse than children, because as adults who have real life consequences for their actions, they can do the most heinous stuff out here and still get some forms of protection out here. You can never do any of that type of stuff. So no matter how right you are when you come to these conversations, it doesn't matter, because all she got to do is say, like, well, I ain't got to listen to you. And the reality of the situation is it's true, because she ain't got to, because her sustenance ain't really coming for you, nor really does she want it to come from you until she has completely wrecked her life through her poor womb management. And then she needs you to bail out. Then the black stuff matters. Then now we got to stick together. We got to be on code. We got to love each other. Black men and women.
This is why I say they are free right now. So
thing, bro. You said you can't
stay free right now. That's the man.
The same thing, my nigga.
So they're free on their narcissism to do whatever they want without any consequences.
Real quick, shout out to IQ for the $4.99. Shout out to Ramil. That's why you pump and dump. Shout out to Cortez.
I tell y'all.
The nigga in the wig said she'd rather be under white supremacy than black men's leadership. Yeah,
of course.
I'm trying to tell you, man.
Like, come on, man.
It ain't no weed.
Yeah, she's steady complaining about. Listen, man. Like I said, again, give it 2 more days, and then black women again, because we said something we over here talking about as before. They'll turn around and show, hey, this happened because that young black girl. Where was the father? I think the father is a big aspect of the her grief or her gripe in the movie also, and they'll find a way again. What I tell y'all when we said it last time, somehow this is gonna be black men's fault. Okay, even though we've heard a black woman come in and say, and black women in the chat say, oh, she's not even an American black woman, so it don't even apply. Again, watch, like I said, give it a couple of days, and somehow it will be black men's fault. Even though, like I said, it's more motherfucking bitches in this motherfucking YouTube area right now, and black YouTube talking about one particular fucking YouTube versus talking about the over sexualization of these young girls. Everybody over here is my age, man. I can remember this shit distinctly, bro. I can remember like when we was little kids and shit, right? Like the girls' pants and the boys' pants were pretty much the same. A straight leg, nothing tight about it, nothing hugging a girl's figure, showing off her curves, anything like that. Boys and girls are pretty much like the same, except for like, the girls' shirts were like a little bit big. Girls wore big ass shirts back then too. So it was just totally different. And bro, when I became a father and I seen what effect I had to go buy pants for my daughter, right? And I'm like, all of these pants were made of this elastic ass jean shit. And I'm like, whoa. For a 7, 8-year-old, bro. I'm not talking about like my daughter just like turned 14, right? So this is like my daughter as an innocent little girl, like elementary age girl, and I'm trying to find her pants that aren't fitting, that aren't this fucking tight ass spandex bullshit. And I'm asking, women around me that I know, and I was like, hey, what's going on here? Like, when did pants change? When did this happen to where, you know, they made these girls' clothes so fitting and shit like this? Even like at this age, I'm like, this wasn't like this when you was little, right? Because I got my sister, right? And she's like, no, but she say, hey, that's just how they make the thing. So again, man, this is why we tell y'all, bro, this shit is deep as fuck, bro. They changed the whole fucking wardrobe and the way and the function of how you see these young girls by changing the material of the fucking clothes, man, to where you don't even really have an option, or you really have to go far out to find to take away any type of, attention for the body and the curvature of a fucking girl at the adolescent stage, bro. This shit really is that deep. See, shout out to Ruffian again, man. That's what I'm telling you. I'm not crazy, but if you say something, you are, and if you point it out and you say, "Hey, whoa, well, hell no, she's not wearing that." Oh, what the fuck did I say? She's not fucking wearing that. Hell no, my daughter's not gonna wear that. And now if you got the baby mama situation going on, oh, you just trying to do this, you just trying to do that. Listen, fuck what I'm trying to do, goddammit. This is my motherfucking daughter, and I know how motherfucking dudes see girls. Why the fuck are you gonna fight me on the shit and not just do what the fuck I'm telling you when it's for the betterment of the daughter? You know why? Because again, they don't want to relinquish the power. They want to be in control. They want to feel like the fucking man. And then if and when something does happen to the fucking daughter, they're gonna blame you to say, "Oh, well, you weren't there to protect her."
Yeah, I've got. Listen,
you can't never win, no matter how good you are. You ain't gonna win that.
I've got. Listen, I got to go back.
This is way too much toxic masculinity, man.
That thing that Rael said about the slavery. Now that everyone here has pretty much had some kind of contact with the daughters of the trade, right? But I think that what Rael brought up is like, we're gonna see what happens in 50 days of this election, right? I think this is like one of the greatest black male study groups ever invented, this social media. When we come together like this, we're going to have to start exploring really this unknown research that Rael and others are uncovering in regards to the relationship between black men and the slave system, and black women and the slave system. Because, when you look at something, the brother BGS mentioned something that really threw me for a loop when he talked about the fact that black men were brought here as a labor force. We built this motherfucker. We laid the first foundations in all the states, Florida, Georgia, all the states. We were here. We were here 50, 60 years before the women were brought in. Maybe I think he even said like 80 years. They started to bring in these black women later as concubines first, and then as breeders second, and then they became labor force. But their primary roles were as breeders for the economic health of the plantation and the wealth of white people, and as the sexual concubine of the white male's libido, right? While black men were always the laborer, and then they took advantage of black men sexually as well. But our primary reason for being here was labor. And I'm starting to ask questions like Rael, man. I'm starting to rethink this history that we've been told that slavery was like this equal thing between black men and black women.
Hell no, it wasn't.
That black men have carried 90% of this fucking slavery system, and that the women, it was unfortunate that they became slaves, but I think that they found a comfortable position in that system, and black men ain't never had a comfortable position in America, whether it be slavery, under Jim Crow, or even now. Our existence is a struggle and it's a battle, but these women even are laughing in our face right now. If a black man gets killed, they're out there wondering where he was putting his penis at before he got killed, if they want to join up on it. If black men are suffering and homeless, they want to bring in 11 million immigrants, not caring about the status of those black men on the streets. I'm really starting to wonder if this is something new in this generation, or if this shit is what it began as, and we're just becoming, getting an understanding of it now in 2020 because we have this technology. But I'm starting to believe that almost everything we've heard about this is a lie.
Yep.
And
hold on.
Yeah, Rock. Let me get Madman and let me get Sober Rider. They've been waiting patiently, brother. We will come back around to you. Go ahead, Madman.
All right, check now. Like, obviously, yous over there, yous have Americans Got Talent, right? And over here, we have Britain's Got Talent. I don't watch it, but I've seen at times where they've had participants that will be like a group of, say, 5/10-year-olds, and they'll be doing some acrobatic cheerleader type dance, and they're not exactly got clothes covered all over them, but they've got like say cheerleader gear on, not so revealing, but you know what I mean, just stuff that they can athletically do the movements in. That to me was okay because it wasn't showing anything revealing. It was just based on these kids doing something talented. What I saw in that trailer of Cuties was basically kids in like stripper outfits showing the groin and stuff. Now, I'm not trying to sound like I live under a rock, but I've never seen that anywhere. I've never ever come across little girls doing these gyrative dances ever. So I want to ask the panel, is this happening outside where I'm from? Is this art imitating life? Like,
unfortunately,
No,
man.
so France.
Well,
Wait.
real quick.
Go ahead.
Unfortunately, yeah, man. I told you it's a viral video going around right now of a young girl that just did something extremely similar, if not almost identical. She was laid up on somebody.
No, fantastic. You got it wrong. What I'm saying is there scenarios where there's a group of girls right now on stage with stripper, like 5-year, whatever ages those girls were, with stripper gear, doing them sort of dances. Like, this exists somewhere.
Yeah, they got bro. They got shows on it on A&E.
Yeah, they got reality shows and stuff like that.
They write articles on this shit, man.
Yeah.
They actually, Salon came out with a article said that pedophiles is a mental condition. You know, the media has been pushing this, man. There's like numerous of articles when they're trying to reclassify pedophilia as something that should be concerned. Like you should care about the pedophile.
They got documentaries. They got a documentary right now about it.
Yeah, but hold on, before we go.
There was a TED talk talking about.
Yeah, hey, I got both of those up too. So, Supervisor, it's on you, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I need to start writing notes and shit. But so I want to go back to the movie, right? So I did see the movie, but maybe because I didn't watch the trailer, maybe that would have changed my mind. Well, I watched the movie because I saw a lot of people rushing, making reviews on it, and doing kind of clickbaity videos and stuff like that, while monetized. But like I said, the main director said that she got the influence from watching some show on Paris about girls dancing, whatever. But I think she, like Ramil said, you know, attention is attention, and I think she wanted to just take the risk. And even if she got negative attention, she wanted that shit to happen anyway, because she could easily have just focused on the girl having issues with her culture and leave it like that, a simple movie. But maybe she wanted that negative attention, so she added the dance girl shit. That's what I'm thinking. And then also, we got to consider these young actors. I mean, these parents are either selfish as fuck because they could have told their girls not to enter this film, or we have to think about what the agents did. Because remember, these are young actors, right? Who knows what the director gave them to say, okay, take this deal? Because these are new as actors. Who knows if in their future this could actually ruin their careers?
Bro, there was 600 plus auditions that took place.
Yeah.
The girl that got cast as the lead, she was the last person to be cast. There was 600 plus, and the thing is, most people don't realize it's about French culture. France have been doing this perversion shit for a while. All of the things, French intellectuals that were pretty much at the hub of Marxism, they all were pedophiles. All of them pushed for the obliteration of age of consent. The age of consent in France is like, I believe, like 14 or 13.
Well, it's freaking ridiculous. They films already.
Look at the most perverted pornography came out of France.
Yes.
Look at that classic book. I don't know if you brothers have ever encountered that book, 120 Days in Sodom by Marquise de Sade.
Oh my God, dude.
I had to read that.
That shit is so debaucherous, my nigga. It's like, when I tell you, man, if anybody don't believe that these motherfuckers are some demons, that fucking movie alone, they go into all of that shit, the ritual, abuse, all that, bro. That shit is fucking crazy.
Yeah, that book right there was written by, he was a rich nobleman in France.
Yeah.
And he was living, I think it was the 1800s, but he talked about what him and the elites, because of the power and the wealth that they had over
what was the name of the book?
And the serfs.
They created a movie. There's literally a scene about them eating shit.
I didn't know about it. I didn't know that.
There's a movie. Yeah, there's a movie with this, man. They actually there's a scene where they actually are eating shit.
Oh, damn.
About it, my nigga.
So you were
look
saying
it
that,
up.
like,
Look
the
it up, my nigga. This is an actual
what's the name
film.
of
They
it?
put this
Brother
they put
Truth,
this book.
drop it in the panel so I can.
I just made it to the gym, man. I'm about to head off the panel. I appreciate you having me on, Mr. Fantastic. I think it's 120 days, and I forgot the name, but yeah. Text it in the chat, man. But they actually made a movie off this shit, man. They
Okay, I
go
got
into the perversions that they believe in, bro.
Yeah,
It's
it's
absolutely
revealing.
the most wickedest shit you ever will see. Like straight up, bro.
I'm also curious too, like what if this movie was made by a black man? Would there be more female
Oh, he
sanction?
would be
It would
destroyed.
be pushback. He would be eaten.
No. For one, bro, he would literally be crucified. And again, this is why I'm saying, this is why I'm definitely bringing it to the attention of the whole aspect of black women being extremely quiet. Again, black women love to play this ambiguity thing of like, oh, we all black, right? When it's to their benefit. But when it's anything that's negative or anything that will make them look bad, oh, well, no, that's them over there. Right. Oh, we ain't with them African bitches. Oh, we ain't with them Caribbean bitches. Oh, we ain't with the Afro Latina bitches. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's something that's good, oh, we all got good shape. We all, got beautiful skin. We all got melanin. We all fine as fuck. All that bullshit, the fucking, superficial bullshit, they with it. When
Diaspora and all
Black
that.
girl magic and all that shit.
No, they not with their black girl magic when it comes to uplifting black men. Because take for example,
Of course, because it's all about them. You know that.
Anything that relates to them, they cool with. But anytime any group, I don't care who it is, comes along and start promoting black men like that little rapper chick, the little fine little biracial broad that did that Black Man Magic song, and she was talking about pick me and all that shit, and she was kind of like mocking the dark-skinned colorists and their hypocrisy. And what you learn is that it's amazing. The same women, if there's anything that's put out there that somehow denigrates black men, demonizes us, they'll jump right on board with that shit. But if it could be a white person, it could be an Asian, it could be a biracial with a black mother or a black father, any group that would stand up as true allies with black men will be demonized by them. So again, when I hear brothers coming in these space about our women, I have these conversations now with my own mother, and she admits that she isn't my woman. She's my mother, but she's a free agent human being with her own power of decision and choice. See, the thing is, they want to be able to make the private choices, but then give the public loss to the collective black male. So they can come on these news networks and talk about the kind of men that they want, which is fine, and they desire. But then when the shit goes bad, all black men are bad because you continuously make bad decisions. And when black men stand up against this kind of pedophilia, now they're fucking quiet. But guess what? If Michelle Obama, who is on the board of directors with Netflix, and Susan Rice are forced to come out and say, hey, we probably shouldn't have promoted this movie from this black Senegalese woman, then all of a sudden, then they'll feel, oh, well, let us jump on this. You gotta save face. Again, if you dudes are sitting around and you're waiting for black women to change anything, you dudes are in for a rude fucking. Women don't change things for the better good of society as a whole. They change things on an individual level, and when they need the herd of women to help them, they will use them. They don't give a fuck about those women either. It's only been men that have been willing to make sacrifices for those outside of themselves, because men love harder. We're the true nurturers, and we're the true creators of culture. Women don't create anything but giving birth. Their gift by God is to give birth to kings and queens, but it's men's jobs to lead and rebuild. Stop thinking these women are going to change anything for the better. All they care about is their self, and if it comes to women, they'll put that first, but only men have ever put themselves before the whole groups and their own selfishness. It's never been women.
Let me say this, and let me get off the panel real quick. What these people try to do with pushing these different agendas is they go after the weakest of among us, which are, our black women, our women, and our children, because they know that if they get to them, they can change the next generation. So that's what they're pushing, and that's what they're trying to do. Thanks for having me. Fantastic. I'm out.
Not a problem, bro. Let me say this, then we go to Big Boss CEO. Listen, man. King Sigma, again, always fucking puts a fucking nail in the coffin, man. The man is in the black community is at the glue that even tries to have it still existing, man. No matter how much they claim we hate black women or whatnot, right? The whole thing in this space is black men trying to have a conversation or even tell black women, hey, look, these are the things that you guys just do not see. For one, because you're a woman, okay? Women just do not have foresight. Women do not have critical thinking skills. Women are not good analyzers of character. Women are emotional creatures, okay? It's as long as it satisfies a thrill. They're thrill seekers, okay? Women think that everything's supposed to be, again, an infinite roller coaster ride that never, ever stops. Fun, 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 fun. And the instant she stops having fun, well, you need to fix it and do something that keeps her intrigued, to keep her interest, okay? Men understand that life is not, the reality of life is not that. Life is about fucking being comfortable with monotony. Life is about understanding the fact. Oh, my bad. And shout out to DJ Now for the cash out, brother. Appreciate you. And shout out to oh shit. The Pinky Cool got something.
Yeah, fantastic. I'm gonna go, but I was just gonna say, believe it or not, this wasn't the first time America, or whoever was trying to promote a pedophilic film. I'm not sure if you've heard it. There was a film called Kids. It came out in 1995, which actually showed kids having sex.
What?
Yeah, I know about that film. I know what you're talking about. It's a skateboarder film. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Based in, I think it was based in New York or LA.
Yeah. No, New York.
Yeah, that showed kids getting it in. So like it got banned, and then for some reason it got re-released, but it didn't get. It didn't get edited. It just got re-released for some whatever reason. But I'm not saying watch it, because I actually watched it years ago when I was a teen. But that's just an example of this has been tried to have been done before. But anyway, I'm out. Take care.
I appreciate you, bro. And yeah, man, just the whole aspect of black men and what we've done in order for the community to hold on as long as it has and try to progress, man. It's crazy. But it's on you, Big Boss CEO. Go ahead, brother.
Tenfold, what's going on, boys? I hope everybody having a good evening. I just want to get on the part when King Sigma said that that our women want to move and administrate themselves privately, but they put themselves all in the goddamn public. If you boys can go back in the video and listen to that snippet, I want everybody to listen to that over and over and over and over again, because I'm gonna just say what I need to say and I'll be on out of here. All I need to say is like this, y'all. When you are the patriarch, when you are the man who sit down and you see what's everything on the chessboard, I'm to the point that I understand that all of us is blowing some steam off when we get into these streams and all this stuff. But it's like this. I just came from the OGs earlier today at the African store. And like I told the OGs, we will be having patriarch meetings. Because like I said before, the man that is a patriarch within the so-called black community, understand you are deemed evil. You are deemed lame. You are deemed in some type of way of shape or form or fashion that in your community, the psychology is kind of fucking backwards. So it's to the point, it's like I told the OGs and the rest of the patriarchs during the meeting today at the African store, as black men in our community, when you are the black man that is a patriarch, you know what is right. You know what is wrong. God have gave you the vision to ordain self-preservation and sanctification of this image of people. Understand this. Shut your fucking mouth and be the referee. Throw the damn yellow flag out. That's a penalty. Throw the red flag out. That's a challenge. Just do your job as the referee. Maintain these dumb motherfuckers. We've been saying the same thing over and over and over again. It's like I just told the patriarchs at the African store. Let's just be the referee and maintain these dumb motherfuckers. Yes, I understand it's booty shaking music. Yes, I understand that it's molestation and pedophilia in the environment. But I'm sorry, y'all. This is a bed that our environment have fucking created, and they have to fucking lie in it. All we can do as patriarchs is maintain discipline, maintain peace, maintain justice. And okay, I like that. The commissioner. Okay, that's even better. All I'm saying is be the patriarch and maintain the children of a community of our image to people of what the fuck it is, because we have to understand we are children, y'all. I understand other cultures be doing this and other that, but it's like this. If everybody know that you are a fucking child, everybody is going to come up to your ass and give you a piece of candy because you're a fucking child, and there's nobody there to be like, man, get your goddamn move, man, to put that goddamn candy down. If you don't got nobody that's there to do that for that child, just understand this, y'all. It's going to be a perpetuated cycle over and over and over and over and over again. So it's like I tell lots of brothers on my YouTube page, if you brothers need sanctification, if you brothers need a clear path of vision of how you need to move in these times of darkness we are about to approach, please come to my YouTube channel, because for right now, it's like I told the patriarchs, the black man has nobody on his side. There has to be a man that's out here in these streets and in these communities that move privately, because you have to we have to understand that when, as a black man, you move privately, it's a different ball game when it comes to life. But when you move publicly, 10 for El Grande, but when you move publicly, understand this, y'all, it's going to be the same old bullshit over and over again. So let's just put our goddamn suits on and let's be like Roger Goodell, the commissioner. Let's just goddamn maintain these dumbasses. We know it's gonna be. We know we need booty shaking music. We know that these niggas not gonna stop smoking. We know this, y'all. So just maintain this shit. All right. I don't care what you do. Maintain it. Just maintain it. If you a DJ, be a DJ. If you the dealer, be the dealer. If you the game nigga, guess what, y'all? All these people is going to cease to exist in the future. All we can do is let them play out their simulation within the program of the Matrix. Because they've been doing this for a long time, y'all. You see what I'm saying? This shit ain't just gonna snap, overnight. This shit ain't gonna change overnight, y'all. It didn't take one day for Rome to be destroyed. So, this is your boy Big Boss. I'm out. I hope everybody have a blessed night. Everybody, please maintain discipline, maintain righteousness, and maintain justice. Because as long as you move in those energies and frequencies as a black man, understand this, bro. You will seek the benefits from God. You will seek the benefits of your discipline and your righteous ways in this world. All right. So I hope everybody have a blessed night. 10 for over and out.
Okay, bet.
Let me go. Can I go?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I said on Complex Design on his show last night. It's not even about the women anymore. We're so far past the women, it's not even funny. If anybody knows anything about history and people who invade, most people look at invasion by conquerors as a negative thing, but the reality of the situation is that there are a lot of times in history where in invasions, people in places have welcomed outside invaders to come in, believing that it will be a better alternative than what they already have. And so if you look at the Moorish invasions of Spain, when they sacked the Visigoths, like they welcomed the Moorish invasions because
delivered them out of fucking cavemanism, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because there are certain types of invasions that can actually elevate the culture. You know what I'm saying? So, now we can clearly see that this invasion obviously has decimated just the mindset. But the reality of the situation is, man, like, these women, they like this shit. I mean, the plantation, for them, was good, and
you know, there are a lot of stories, man, of black women who inherited property. Sometimes, man, they even inherited property over their slave owners' wives. There's this Brazilian woman. She was a slave, and she married this Portuguese diamond trader, and she became one of the biggest diamond traders in Brazil. So there ain't stories like that about black men. Like, black men never had that type of mobility in any type of slave structure, whether it was the Arab slave trade or the European slave trade. So now I will say that there was more mobility compared to the Arab slave trade, but in terms of like inheriting property and shit like that, like, nah, they ain't never existed. So I tell men to just look at yourself as a king. Look at yourself as a king, and you have to rule.
It'll be uploaded.
And at the end of the day,
it's all about
it doesn't matter if
you can capture the imagination.
Hold on, who is that?
Brothers, then you can't hold
You have to look at yourself as a king and ask yourself, is this type of behavior that you see in these women, is that loyalty that you see, or is that traitorous, treasonous type of behavior?
I think what you see is the lack of options, because like you said, a lot of brothers are unaware that I did some research on some of these female slave owners that were black women. And in the state of Louisiana, I believe in the year 1850 or something, the largest slave owner in the state of Louisiana was a black woman who, like Rael said, she was the concubine of a white male whose wife had died, and she had always been the concubine. So she outlived the wife and the concubine, and she was able to actually transfer the 300 plus slaves to her biracial son. But she was a black woman, and that's why I said that I think that after this, I know everyone is talking about the politics right now, and everything is going to be about what happens on November 3rd or whatever. But at some point, I think that brothers need to start investigating some of this stuff that Raul was talking about, because I'm telling you, dude, it didn't happen the way that you've been told. Like he said, how many male concubines? We can look into it. Let's find out how many male concubines were able to get land and power before the end of the Civil War versus those black women who were concubines who ended up being the last living person connected to a slave owner and got the inheritance. And let's compare numbers. But I really don't believe that it even comes close to the narrative that's been pushed on us, because I got to ask the question. All right. So in both moments of the highest peak of black American freedom in America so far, in each point, it was during that moment that a black female's preference for white men was discovered. Now, what am I talking about? All right. So we know about slavery. So we can just cancel all the relationships during slavery, even though we have lots of evidence that these women, when given the chance to leave the slave plantations and escape, chose to stay. So let's just cancel it because they were slaves. But here's the thing. During Reconstruction, during that period between 1866 and 1896, do you realize that when you read the narratives and the literature during that period, they said they couldn't keep black women out of the faces of white men during that period?
Right.
There's mad information out there about Reconstruction where they talked about how white men would come from the North, leaving their wife in the North, and they would come strictly to the South, and they would create these towns and relationships with these black women where no black men were allowed or white women were allowed. It was just white men and their black concubines until Jim Crow hit. Then they stopped that. But up until then, they had created whole industries around this relationship. And then we get Jim Crow for 86 years. Now, what do we see here in 2020? Every day you get brothers on here coming up with more and more proof that these women are putting out themselves. You go on Twitter right now and punch in white man's whore. I want to be a white man's slave. It will make, bro, you will lose 5 pounds from puking, reading this shit from these women. So I got to ask the question. If these women are free now in 2020 to make their own decisions, and they're showing this preference for these white men at a time when they're supposed to have more education than any black women in history, even more so than black men, and they're showing this preference, why would I think that at a time when they didn't have this education, at a time when they didn't have unlimited options, and they were under the control of the slaveholder, they didn't come to accept it? But now these women, in both moments, when they have been given a choice to choose who they want to be with, they've chosen for the most part not to be with black men. You do gotta go back and read the period in Reconstruction from 1866 to 1896. I was shocked. They said that like you went down to the Memphis and New Orleans and you would be out there and you'd see white men with their black concubines, and they said it was so many of them that they couldn't believe it. It was white women that were calling out their husbands for leaving them and going to be with these black concubines in the South. Then we got Jim Crow, where they forced these black women to be with the black males. At no point in most of history have black men had the sovereignty and the agency to choose the females that they've been with, because we weren't supposed to be here. They brought us here first as laborers, then they brought the black women for themselves. Right. And it's only as breeders that we were together. And then when Reconstruction said, hey, black men, go do you, black women, you go do you. Those black women were chasing after their old masters or the sons of their former masters. So we got to rethink this shit as we hit 2021 on really what happened up until now. This ain't no accident. Nope. This so-called gender war. There really ain't no gender war. Nope. What it is black men finally have the power and the options and the money to make their own decisions on who they're going to be with and where they're going to go. There ain't no gender war no more. The question is free men or slaves to the gynocracy. That's all we have right now. Either you're a free man with agency or you're not. Ain't no damn gender war.
Hey, I'm gonna make a last point before I get out. I enjoyed everything you just said, King Sigma, because it reminds me of something that somebody said the other day about what was it? The first case about interracial relationships or marriage was between a black man and a white man. I forgot which case that was, but somebody brought that up the other day, and I found that so amazing because I was just like, wow, right? So this is the thing that I'm starting to gather. I want to speak on the Cuties thing real quick, and then I want to speak on the whole entire bullshit rhetoric that they try to say is a gender war, which isn't true. I feel as if right now with the whole Cuties thing, I'm glad that they're exposing it, because there's just, even looking at the trailer, I just can't understand why anybody would even have anything positive to say about it. And then because there was somebody in the background who got exposed for having sexual relations with a minor. So there's already a smoke screen to that. And it was a white dude. So I already find it really weird already. And then they're trying to promote it as being liberation. Right now, as I see it with our let me not say our so-called black women, the idea that I get out of them is that they use these talking points about being black and about being for black people when really they're talking about themselves. When we've been saying, when they usually always say this, and this is why I start to say a lot of our brothers need to get out that mindset that they need to stop promoting that black woman is God, because the only thing you're doing is upping their ego. And every time you up their ego and you keep calling them a queen and this, that, and the third, they have nothing positive to say anything about you, but call you a hotep and call you names. So then it starts to come to the point where I'm sick and tired of everything that's going on. And this is not to say that I hate black women. I'm just starting to see the nonsense that's going on. They will use everything in their power to go against you and go against your masculinity, to down you and make it seem like you're not a valuable person to society. And to that point, yeah, I see it all the time that you have a lot of these black women that are sitting here and say that they're for their people, but they'll be the first ones to get with a white man with no problem and try to hide it by sitting up there saying, giving them pet names and all this other stuff, and not come forward and say that they are dating a white man. And then they try to back down once their cover gets blown. So it's a lot of just nonsense that I see in reality. And I think Big Boss CEO, I forgot his name, he makes a great point. How I see it is that when it comes to us brothers, we have to set the tone on what we need to do and roll out as kings and roll out as warriors in this generation as much as we can, man, because we always have been the strong force. We always been the masculine authority, and we can't have anybody else or anything else take that away from us. So with that being said, thank you, Mr. Fantastic, for letting me on the panel. King Sigma, I appreciate your talking points. Rael and Ramil, y'all have a good night. All right, peace.
Peace.
Let me interject on his point too. And I'm talking about Sigma just to follow up. I had an ex who was she was dark skinned, very beautiful chick, but had severe low self-esteem issue. And this is when I was really heavy pro black. So, but I was kind of questioning certain things that I was seeing in it. So there was two instances that really contributed to me actually not being on that pro black shit, and it was actually because of her. you know, I was on my spiel talking about all the stuff that happened in slavery and how they, was taking the wombs from the, babies from the womb and stomping the dead babies and all that type of stuff, typical rhetoric. And I never forget this, man. And I was literally talking about, what they were doing to actually, black females. So, I was defending. And I'll never forget when this chick said, well, in the end, they're still God's children. And this is what she was saying about white men. And I looked at her and I said, what? I said, man, I'm sitting here going hard in the paint trying to defend y'all. But in your heart, you still have forgiveness in your heart for them. I said, but a black man forget to take out the fucking trash. Man, it's the end of the world. Second instance. She alerted me to this article on Essence. And there was a comment on there from this black chick, light-skinned black chick. And this woman said, she said, a black man and a white woman together is nothing. But a white man and a black woman together can rule the world. And I just had to really just take a step back and be like, Because for her grandmother to make a statement like that, that let me know that there was a whole bunch of stuff that took place behind the scenes that we had no idea was going on. Because that woman was not making that statement without any pertinent facts that really showed us, that just really back up what me and King Sigma was saying, that this story about slavery and how all these women, and the reason why I know this story is fake, is simply because, especially when they talk about all the sexual assaults that took place in slavery, which some it even happened to black men, they never talk about the sexual assaults against the children. Whenever they talk about the sexual assaults in slavery, it's always just women. It's never anybody else. Just like it is now. They'll talk about a lot of times when this comes to they'll talk about what they're doing, the abuse of black women stuff. It's never, even with these situations with this kid that we're seeing, it's not about the children. It's about these females. And so this whole narrative, and I was so glad to hear David Carroll say this a few years ago. Even he said, man, I'm starting to believe that this narrative around slavery ain't true, man, based on what we're seeing in the behavior of the women. And I was so glad I wasn't the only one that was saying. I was like, okay, so I ain't crazy, you know what I'm saying? So this narrative, man, about slavery and the treatment and stuff like that, it's false, man, because there's no way I could read slave narratives from the people who are actually in it, especially the women. And they can sit there and talk about slavery like it's the good old times. I've never heard slavery be referred to as the good old times. I mean, I read articles where women were talking about, yeah, we used to be on the Mississippi River and the boats would come by and we was out there working and whistling and singing our songs and had a good time. And I'm like, well, if I can find this information, why can't Michael Eric Dyson or Cornel West? And I know, I don't care what anybody say. I know they know this information. There's no way they can research to the level that they research and only find the bad stuff that supports their narrative. They saw this good stuff too. They just don't want to. They just don't want to put it out there because, like Booker T. Washington said, there's a lot of people who benefit from putting the grievances of black people in the public because it keeps them with jobs. And it's I mean, he said this back in his time, and he was an ex-slave, so. This narrative is false, man. It is not real. These women were benefiting heavily. Some of your HBCUs used to be former resorts like Wilberforce. It was a resort where slave owners used to take their slave concubines, basically going to, like, if you go to a foreign country, you go to a resort. It was the same shit, and it was turned into a HBCU. So this whole narrative, man, and a black woman actually wrote a book about this because when she did the research, she couldn't believe it. So this whole narrative about how black women was treated bad and raped and this and that and the fourth, now I don't buy that shit. I don't believe it at all. I don't believe it.
Another thing, backing up what you're saying, Rael, I want to clear up a myth while we're on this before we, move on, we got to clear up a myth. One of the brothers mentioned the Loving versus Virginia case, right? You guys have been told a whole false history of interracial dating in America as far as miscegenation is what the law was that was struck down. Most people don't realize that the Virginia case didn't strike down miscegenation throughout America. It only struck down miscegenation and where it remained. Why is that critical? Anyone thinking about this Loving versus Virginia case got to ask a question. Why was it that it was only 13 states that had miscegenation laws at that time? The other remaining states in America didn't have miscegenation laws. I did the research on when I did that upload on Virginia and Loving. 9 states in America never had anti-miscegenation laws. And I kept a list of them because I wanted to remember this when I came across this conversation again. So I'm glad the brother brought it up. Alaska, Connecticut, Hawaii, Minnesota, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, Vermont, and Wisconsin. Those were the 9 states that never at any point in their history of existence did they have laws barring people from being together. And then there were 11 additional states that they had already stricken down whatever anti-miscegenation laws they had by 1887 during the Reconstruction period. And then most American states had struck down their miscegenation laws, if not 100 years prior to Loving in Virginia. Most had done it at least 20 years in the 40s. You had a lot of states, the remaining states that had it, but it was the last 13 states of the Deep South that needed it struck down. So there's a reason why black men didn't end up at the Supreme Court, because those black men moved to states where it was legal for them to marry the woman that they wanted to. So they left the South. Period. That's what happened. So because those states never had miscegenation laws ever. It only struck down the 13 states that had miscegenation, and those were all Deep South states. So we get these narratives, man, and that's why it was a black woman, because the relationship between people in the South, black men, from what I've heard from my own old relatives that have passed on now, and what I've read, there was never this situation where black men were openly being able to date white women in the South. No. So what most of those dudes did, they said, okay, I can't get the white woman in the South. I'm going to move to Arizona, Minnesota, Oregon, or somewhere else because there's plenty of white women out there and they don't have these laws. So there was always this relationship between white men and black women that was much different than the way that black men were interfacing with Jim Crow and Reconstruction and slavery. And we got to kill that narrative. So you guys know going forward, Loving in Virginia didn't strike down miscegenation for the whole country. Those states never had it. It struck it down for the remaining states that had these anti-miscegenation laws on the books. And again, you're talking about a totally different culture of interracial dating in those states. And that was mostly between white men and black women. Black men had a whole different reality in those southern states with dealing with a white woman. That shit was deadly, bro. It was deadly if you made that mistake. There was never no laws against black women and white men. It was never no laws against that. The laws were for black men and white men.
Black men only, Six Sigma. Hey, shout out to Marco Grande for the catch up earlier, brother. Appreciate you. Got Marco on the panel. Listen, man, again, like you guys said, the whole aspect of this, bro, is that what we can see now is the reality versus the narrative. And that's the key word we have to have an understanding of. And shout out to Indigenous TV. Yeah, man, the black man, bro, that's why I say the spaces like this are extremely, extremely critical and important, because no one understands the plight of us like us, right? No matter how great you are, no matter how high value, no matter how whatever you may be, at some point in time, like I said, man, you came through your walks of life with every type of, black man possible. Like you said, King Sigma, I know you say you got a brother that, had some hiccups or whatnot, so on and so forth. You had uncles and things like that. My uncles, my own personal father, of course, cousins and people I know on a personal level and basis. And I think what people like to do is act like we don't understand that, brothers can make mistakes or brothers can have hiccups and so on and so forth. And we don't empathize and sympathize with them at the same time. But it's just like, hey, even I can do that, man, but I can't at the same time, uphold you in your bullshit. And that's the opposite of what black women do when they see a woman doing wrong. They refuse to check it. They refuse to speak out against it and say, hey, look at this motherfucker over here. I love him to death, but he shouldn't have did what he did, and now he has to pay the consequences for it. And I'm not gonna make excuses for it.
You can't talk for black women. You're not a black woman.
Okay, well, hold on. Hold on. We'll get you in here, but that whole aspect of it. So we got Marco in. What's up, Marco? What you got, brother?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? What's up, panel? How you guys doing? Hey, thanks for coming to the class yesterday, Mr. Fantastic. Appreciate that.
Hey, man, appreciate you, man. Finally caught one of the classes.
I'm glad you did. What's up, Ra? I hope you liked it. Listen, I'm just gonna get off real quick, but I just want to just kind of like break another myth. You guys are breaking myths, not to the topic, but when you guys always talk about how when the Moors invaded the Iberian Peninsula, it was not caves. It was not caves.
We are not caves.
Yeah, it was actually kingdoms. Yeah,
so, not caves. My bad. That's figurative, Marco. We know it's not literal caves. It was actual. They had actual buildings and society set up, but they didn't have sewage systems and things like that, and they weren't privy to meat, like salting the meats and things like that and whatnot. And it helped them a lot in medical, aqueducts, and pretty much foods preservation.
All right, cool. Yeah, because I heard it. Because I mean, that was a Visigothic time, and that was actually considered a good time. So right around when they got there. So I just wanted to make sure because I was actually the time I spent in Spain.
You that good. I was saying, like I had a little hotep in me, man. I know that.
They were working on all fours. They were working on all fours. I heard that. Like, oh, come on, man.
I didn't say that, but yeah. It was actual kingdoms and shit.
In the future, you guys should definitely do a panel on that one, on that golden age of the Moor by Dr. Ivan van Sertima, because that's another, piece of historical evidence that will cause a great awakening amongst other black men. But that's
they don't want to know about the Moors, boy.
That's a long ass book. That's a 1,000-page book, though. But at some point, if brothers are really down to go through that process for a couple weeks and break down the points in that could be a very great panel in the future sometime too, because I mean, none of us have been taught about the Moors in the American school since we had to discover it for ourselves by accident. I've never once in a high school class heard of the Moors, ever. The Moors are so directly connected to this American thing. They're directly connected to it because it was the Europeans conquering of the intruder, who was the Moors, that allowed them that death in victory. They took all the wealth that the Moors had, and they took that wealth and the gold, and that was how they used that money to fund their trips to the Americas. So Columbus is directly connected to Gothic Spain overcoming its oppression at the hand of the Arab and the Black Moors. And the wealth that they took in their victory is what they used to build the boats and the empire that they used to cross over the Atlantic and try to conquer the mestizos and the Mexicans or whatever. But that history is critical because it's directly connected to us being here. But so much of our history as black men has been just erased, because how can you erase the Moors from a discussion of Christopher Columbus if it was the king and the queen who funded his trips to the New World, got the money for that trip because of the victory, what they call it the War of Granada, the conquest of Granada and all that. They got all the gold and all the money, and that's how they funded Columbus's trips. And they just erased that from the entire history, and they start black history in the mainstream curriculum blacks were picking fucking cotton in Georgia. They don't even talk about the fact that blacks came here in the 1500s, not the 1600s. That's a damn lie. They erased the whole history of the Spanish. They try hard to erase the history of the French, but it's hard to erase the French as much because of Louisiana Purchase. But eventually, they're going to erase the French from American history books as well and just make it like, oh, it was like, the Anglo-Saxons arrived here in 1619. Blacks had at least been here since the 1530s, and some argue even before that. But I know for a fact that even the mainstream scholarship admits that the first blacks came
to Ramel. I want to talk to Ramel.
This ain't no motherfucking love connection. You can get motherfucking Ramel. Ramel got a whole Instagram.
Love connection. No, I want to talk to him.
Damn. Hey, listen now. Hey, thanks for having me. Fantastic. I can't listen to all holes, so I'm out of here. Peace out.
Shout out to Marco, man. Shout out to Sir Tice. We need to put together a bring your research, show your proof show. Shout out to my dog King Sigma. Yeah, man, we definitely need to do that, man. We can start doing that. I think we need to encourage that too. having, because knowledge of self is the most paramount of anything, for especially a man coming to learn himself and better his group, tribe, or demographic and all those things.
Yeah, definitely. I don't even get on men channels and men like panels or whatever, but I want to talk to Ramil like personal.
Well, he got Instagram. Hit his Instagram.
I don't know. I follow him on like you know what I'm saying, YouTube or whatever. I didn't know he had like a whole fucking like
yeah, we all do.
page.
Yeah.
No, can I say something?
Go ahead. What you say?
Cause he on that fuck shit.
How he on some fuck shit? He look, he got
Can he talk for himself?
No, whoa. This is my shit, shawty. You ain't gonna come up here and run my shit.
I'm not trying to, Mr. Fantastic. I'm sorry. I respect you. Can I talk to Ramil?
He ain't answering. He might be asleep. He might be getting some head. I don't know what he doing. His mic on.
You think that's what he doing?
Hey, he could be doing anything.
Nah, because he want a fucking surrogate. He said he was gonna pay somebody what $100,000.
It's not 100,000, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's definitely not 100,000. No,
that's what he said. Okay, Mr. Fantastic. This is what this nigga said on his page. He says he's gonna pay a woman. He was like, "Oh, I don't want her to raise my son and this and that. He gonna pay this woman $100,000 to fucking."
I don't know about the 100,000. Most I ever heard it say was 20K. I definitely don't know about.
I think he said 100. I think he said 100,000.
I doubt it.
Anyway, you going? Anyway. But what's the difference between semen retention though? Like, this is what I'm saying. He's holding his whole fucking like semen to where he gonna bust off in a woman that's gonna like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no,
his seed though.
No. Look, I tell you what, I got something like this is not the thing. You're ruining my shit. I got something for you though next week. So pull up back next week. We're gonna have
don't be trying to use my rhetoric though.
We're gonna have grown folks. We're gonna have what you mean your rhetoric? You ain't got no penis or no semen. Get out of here. How dare you talk your rhetoric? You ain't got a penis or semen.
I don't want to, but don't be using my shit, my dude.
It's not your shit. You out here.
Don't be using my like fucking shit like to make it that have like a stream of I do get it.
Oh no. It's not about that. It's just some what's name, but you up here trying to set out that little thing you got there. So again, it would be something concerning that. But
what little thing? Guess what though? So you want it? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna go on like a stream and say like my dude is mad at me. You know he's like mad at me right now because I had to tell him. I was like, oh, I did expose us. I told, you know what I'm saying, like. I told him, like, I went on Facebook Live or whatever. I told him, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, not Facebook, but YouTube or whatever.
The conversation you had?
Yeah, and now he's mad at me. And I'm like,
he should be. You're welcome.
Fuck, yo?
You should be. He should be. You're welcome.
Welcome. No, that's not even like, why as a woman being honest, telling a man, like, you know what I'm saying, yo.
Obviously, he was serious. He thought you guys were in a serious monogamous relationship. But
no, we was, and we are like.
Oh, was so now he done. It ain't my fault. But anyway, look, this is not the stream for that. Hit my email. You got my email, so hit my email. Oh, hit my.
I don't. But hit like
Hit my IG. Hit my IG. Mr. Fantastic 824, the same thing. Just find me on IG, hit me on IG, and we'll set something.
It's Mr. Fantastic, what?
824, the same thing, the same way it is on here. Mr. Fantastic.
Okay, I got you.
On IG.
Right.
And we'll set up a sob story for you, Shawty. I got you. All right. But anyway, listen. Great conversation, man, with all the brothers. Yeah, man. I had to get them out of there. I had to abandon ship, man. No, Refi, none of that. But great conversation, brothers. As always, man, listen, the whole aspect of this is, bro, we are the protectors, we're the providers, we're the men, all right? And again, like I said, I give it maybe a couple more days and somehow they will make this out to be black men's fault. All you guys are just don't really care. You're just, you're virtue signaling, or you're doing this for the clout. And I'm like, well, damn, even if I'm doing it for the clout, where are you doing it at all? That's the funniest thing when I hear people claim you're trying to do something for the clout, and they ain't doing shit. They're not even addressing it. So all in all, man, y'all know how we get down. Make sure y'all vote for me in the YouTube awards. All right, okay, all right, okay. In the YouTube awards, I got 3 categories that I'm running from, man. I need y'all to hit me up on all 3 motherfucking categories, bro. I need all of them, baby. I want all the belts. Y'all know me. I'm a motherfucking competitor out this motherfucker, bro. So I want all of them shits, bro. If you have not already voted, please go vote. Please go vote for the Negro Manosphere Awards. You can do that here. Here you go. Bow. All right. And whenever you see Mr. Fantastic 824, you know what I mean? Make sure you hit that button, man. So all in all, man, y'all know how we get down. And don't forget, if you want to, by all means, cop a shirt or a hoodie or whatever, you know. And we will catch y'all on the next one, man. Holla.